Don't know, man.
London fog? Like, you never seen those trench coats, those raincoats? They're called
like,
London fog.
Oh,
yeah.
is it
They
like the
look
long,
like the
long ones one?
The trench coat.
And you, yeah. And
Oh,
you,
my God. No, you didn't. No, you didn't, bro.
What?
You just went like this with the trench coat?
Yeah. You know, yeah, bro. That's what it's for. What movie is that from?
Bro, it's not a movie. It's an incident in reality.
Bro, I didn't know.
Combine?
Oh, no. Okay, no, I didn't know you were referring to
That's what I thought you were talking about, bro.
No, I didn't know that's what you were referring to. That's crazy. No,
oh, we always get controversial.
Yeah, no, but I didn't know that's what you were talking about.
All right,
oh,
guys.
my days. All right.
I know, right? All right, guys, we're going to send you over to the big boys. Oh, actually, Katina Man's still not ready. We're going to wait a little bit for Katina Man to come in.
Talk a little bit here.
Yeah. But there's a lot of strength right now, guys, in the materials names. They're all running up. TMC, the metals company.
Gangster movie.
Yeah, of course, bro. I'm just teasing, man.
Okay.
Come on now. Criminals running up. USAR is running up. TMC, MP, they're all strong. Keep your eyes on the materials names going into the afternoon. For Joseph and I, same bat time, same bat channel. See everybody at the big desk in a minute.
Yo, yeah, if you think it's hot in here now, wait till we get those screens going behind us.
I know. We got a wall behind us. Welcome back, everybody.
I normally go and get a coffee with Randy there, and I told him that I looked around for him and didn't see him, and then he's sometimes either lying down or he's in the back. There he is, cutting wood in the back. You know, what did the one woodchuck say to the woodchuck? Wood? I know, the bacon was key. This is falling off here.
Randy, you got it. Randy just dropped off a plate. You know what? There are some things that are just universally fantastic.
Yes, trading.
If you have bacon just dropped in front of you is like a random gift when you didn't expect it. Like, you're just going to be in a good mood, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, the bacon sets everybody
bacon
off.
It was a win. There was also the
what am I even doing?
Random charcuterie.
Yes.
Yes. Which more than made up for the tilapia in my mind.
Yeah.
Just more than made up for the tilapia.
My theory on that is I mentioned to the guy yesterday that we weren't pleased with the peanut butter toast, and he took pictures apparently and sent it back to the caterer there, the delivery guy, and then magically the very next day, a wonderful plate of charcuterie showing up. So I got to get this Bluetooth going, but it was really good. Yeah, the tilapia was what it was. To me, the bacon was fine, but a little undercooked. I like my bacon just.
You're a crispy bacon guy.
Oh, yeah, same as Randall there. So
it was a little undercooked, but I don't like that super crispy bacon.
I'm like a little more than half in between those two. I'd go more to the crispy side.
I'm around where you are. Like my wife, my daughter, myself, we're all different.
Yeah.
Like if you're making bacon, then my wife will be like, most of the time she just won't care. She'll make it to errands, and that's how we'll deal with it.
Right.
But like she likes it super crispy, which like I can't. I'm like it's
super.
Just, no, like it's.
Well, how does she like her steak?
Brittle.
You talking about your wife or Erin?
Rebecca.
Yeah. Okay. So how does she take her steak?
No, but she'll have her steak medium rare.
Oh, okay. I was wondering if there was.
Then she wants her bacon basically burnt and I can't.
Yeah, burnt.
That's. Ate my roommate university. That dude dug burnt stuff.
Ugh.
Like his toast had to be burnt. He will order a steak.
I don't like I don't like the well done steak. To me is.
I can't.
My grandmother used to have that all the time.
I can't.
I don't know.
I can't.
Not for me. But yeah, London Fog. I think it's just a chai tea latte.
So I looked it up. Apparently, you can do it with Earl Grey.
Oh, Earl Grey. Sorry, it's Earl Grey. Yeah,
Earl Grey is my favorite type of tea.
Yeah. Earl Grey.
Maybe I probably would like that. Yeah.
I'm cheap like that. There was a 20% off hot drinks at Tim Hortons. I had it on the app.
Deal was.
So I was just like, I never get this. So 20% off of $4. You know, I don't know anything about math, but it sounds like $3.20 to me.
Oh, now we can cheap by looking at turnaround.
Yeah. So all right. Yeah. Look, it's been a good midday show there. We got Joey Vests going through. I might look for a vest tomorrow. I'm now motivated for vest game. And then they were talking about quarter zip, and you're sitting here wearing a quarter zip. So that's cool.
I feel like I wore a quarter zip like a lot. I don't know.
I know I was wearing. I thought that's where I hit it. Because I was wearing. I might have wore one.
You wore one yesterday. Well,
I don't know if it was yesterday or
not,
but yeah.
And you had one last week. I wear it every now and then. Obi wears a quarter vest like.
Obi will be in tomorrow, right?
Yeah,
You're off tomorrow.
Obi's in tomorrow. He wears a quarter vest all the time. But the vest, I've 100% I've never worn a vest on the show.
Okay. I don't know if I have a vest like that.
Well, I have
a really old vest.
So one of the giveaways of the Jays this year.
Oh, I have.
Was
TD Bank
was one of the. I don't know. It's like a Jays. I think it's sponsored by because everything's sponsored by TD with the Jays, And so it's one of those like finance bro J's vests.
Right.
Maybe I'll rock that one day or something.
I'm gonna find it. Most of the vests I'd have are the same as that. They have sponsors on them or something.
Yeah, I don't have anything that's like not brand.
I think Mark from Intercontinental Exchange was gonna try to bring back.
Shoot, I forgot to
Throw back some vests. I don't know. Anyways, good afternoon to everybody. What's up, John? What's up, Glaze? I mean, what's up to everybody that's in the chat right here? I mean, we do something a little bit called roll call around these joints. So what's up to Create Space One over here? Frank is here as well. Seeking Knowledge is here. And how you get into the chat is simply by just hitting subscribe. Hit subscribe, you can get in the chat, and this is where, oh, don't tell me Mike Peter Ryder's here. Who is this guy? I've never even seen this guy before. What's up, Mike? What's up, Jameson? Yummy Thai foods. Yeah, we had some good Thai food there yesterday. Notorious Dinkelberg is here. He goes, Sean, Neil, something there. Was that an ice or was that a diamond over there? What's up, Jay Bronson? You know who I saw the other day? I was watching, I was on TV. I was watching poker. Doyle Brunson was still playing.
He's alive?
Yes, he's alive. He was at a table with Phil Ivey, Daniel Negreanu. It was all about high stakes poker. What's up, MF Dane Generous? You're still here, man. Most of our traders have been here all day, so thank you to everybody for that as well. Yo, Big 40 nephew, what up, Big 40 nephew? I'm almost 40 years old. Yeah, Doyle was crazy. Yeah, he's a fun guy. I wonder how much money he's probably made. Like I'm gonna say way more than 5 times, maybe 20x on that book. Like every single person that ever played poker during the 90s or 2000s, probably more the 2000s, bought whatever Doyle Brunson's poker book is. Like I have it. I should bring it tomorrow. I forget what it's called, but it's about yay thick, all about poker. While Texas Hold'em caught a popular buzz there. So
I'm going to ask Gemini a question, and then I want you to guess the answer.
yes, Super System.
First of all,
Great.
I don't even know if it's going to.
Great call.
What professional poker player
Yeah.
has the highest career earnings? Let's just say.
Oh, career earnings.
Poker player. I don't know the answer.
The thing is, we neither one of us will get it right.
Career.
Because the thing is, the World Series of Poker, like when I stopped watching poker was probably 20 years ago or whatever.
I won't have a clue either.
But like the World Series of Poker back then, the guys might have won like $1 million. I'm pretty sure like the recent World Series of Poker, these guys are winning like 10, 15, 20 million. I would go from what I was watching.
Like
I thought Phil Ivey was winning a lot.
My guy is Phil Ivey.
When I was watching.
I don't know, Dewan was good for a bit, but I would have gone Ivey.
I think Phil Ivey, but I don't. It's probably going to.
Exactly.
You have to win. It's like so whoever's won like World Series of Poker in the last 10 years would be up there.
And I don't know this guy.
What
it
is
says the professional poker player with the highest career earnings in live tournament history, so they're being specific, is Bryn Kenny.
How much did it say? 75 million?
75 million.
75 million.
I've never heard of him. And then Justin, I know Bonomo, I know, Stephen Chadwick, Makita, I don't know that name, Jason Kuhn, right? So there's a bunch of dudes that I just don't even know.
What?
According to Gemini.
Oh, so I must have been watching something old. When did this guy saying Doyle Brunson pass?
This is the thing. That's what I was like. When I was like, he's alive. I was.
Hold on. Let me see when he passed.
I'm pretty sure he'd passed away. Absolute legend in the poker world. I love poker.
I mean, I was saying that's what I was saying. He looked super old, but I don't know. Didn't seem like it was that long ago. Oh yeah, okay, 2023. So yeah, probably.
For sure, he was playing up until
Sunday, May 14th, 2023, at the age of 89 in what city? Las Vegas. I remember I went to Binion's, which is where the first World Series of Poker was ever. You've never been to Vegas, so please plug your ears, Neil. We went to Binion's, and it was just amazing. Huge poker table there. Awesome. There it goes right there. It says so he won back-to-back World Series, 77 and 76 and 77, and then the Super System book. It's saying he was a godfather of poker. Yeah, 10 times. World Series poker champion. At
the beginning, it's like anything, like it's dominating early when there was less competition. Don't get me wrong, he's an absolute legend, but like some of the like the multiple wins, like it's just so hard to pull off now. For two things, one, we're gonna do the run in a second, but I traded 3 for the third time on iRobot. I'm just gonna jump out of it because this time I feel like it's violating my it should be above VWAP rule, and it's not. So I think that's just a little bit like just being a little bit too cute. It needs to be above the volume weighted average price. And then the other thing we're going to get to the rundown in a quick second. There was something else I was going to say. Oh, in the chat, it was just mentioned, a couple of things. New York sent Daniel Negreanu is amazing. It's just that if he had been on that list that I was reading out of dudes I didn't know, I would have guessed him. If I was putting a top 5 in earnings, I would have guessed him, but Gemini just gave me a different answer. And then someone in the chat mentioned a good poker book being Thinking in Bets. And I actually say that Thinking in Bets by Annie Duke, the poker player, is one of my favorite books for trading psychology, because it's good if you're like, you could be playing fantasy sports, you could be trading, you could be playing, I don't know, baccarat. It doesn't really matter. If you're trading something which is involving probabilities and then judging decisions based on probabilities, that's essentially what it's all about. So I venture that the probability that one of the names on our rundown here is going to be BBAI is somewhere in the realm of 95% chance that it's going to be top of the list.
You're going all in with aces there. What's that? I like that.
Looking right at the list.
Oh yeah.
He's looking right at the results, guys. He's looking right at the results, Katina Man. Yes, Katina Man.
Right here. When we did Family Feud,
yes,
it was stocks that start with E. I look over, my guy over there, into Gemini. Stocks that start with E. I'm like, come on, man. Come on, man.
I did
This is
cheat.
the pot
I'm
calling the kettle
openly
black.
admitting to cheating.
Okay.
Apologize.
Thank you for your honesty there, Sharif.
No, I got to
What
the
about
way it is.
I appreciate that.
There was that, what's that, the question show with Regis where they go to $1 million?
Yeah, millionaire? Who wants to be a millionaire? Or Deal or No Deal, I like.
There was an elaborate cheating scandal where like the person had someone in the crowd.
Okay.
Who was doing, you can look this up. They had like a series of like noises they were making that was only audible inside of the studio. So they would like do little coughs here and there, and the person went all the way and they eventually
crazy.
There was the Price is Right special I saw on Netflix. It's some guy similar. The guy knew the price of absolutely everything and was just nailing it. We kind of have something like that around here. It's like every time Randy yells Ford, we have to quickly go over there and look at Ford. But all right, Sharif, get us back on the rails here, and let's talk about, I guess, BBAI.
Welcome, guys, to the Afternoon Rundown, the show where you decide what we talk about every afternoon. As you saw, the big boys, they're in a great mood. They're locked and they're loaded, and they're ready to look at the tickers as decided by you. But the only way to get the tickers on the Afternoon Rundown is to get into the chat and vote for your favorite tickers every day. But you got to throw in that $ before the ticker of your choice, but make sure to vote every day, guys. Let's look, guys, at all 4 major averages, and 3 are negative, but barely, and 1 is positive. Starting with the one that is most negative on the day, that happens to be the NASDAQ, the NQ, down now into 25,586, down a quarter of a point on the day. The ES barely red, down 0.7, and it is trading above 68.50, but we're still below that 68.75 area that we spoke about in the morning. The Dow, after having a good day yesterday, very good day for the Dow, down 0.13, but holding the majority of the gains. And as I mentioned, the strongest major average on the day is the Russell 2000, having another fantastic day as we see that rotation into small caps up almost 1%. Let's start though with the first name as decided by you guys, Big Bear AI. This is absolutely rocketing up. I'm very upset that I missed this on the midday. Closed out at 610 yesterday, on the way to $7. In fact, it's a 703 high, guys, into Big Bear AI. Look, there's bullish call volume here being reported on Big Bear, holding 51,927 calls, trading at 2 times the expected implied volume, increasing almost 16 points now to 103.17%. We're talking about the December 5th weekly calls. Separately, this is obviously not market moving, but Big Bear AI looking to support the Washington Commanders' My Cause, My Cleats initiative.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Good news for them.
Supporting the Packers. Oh my God, I left my Packer mug.
Well, it's got. I'm sure it's a regional thing. Like it's.
I got to go get it.
Yeah, whatever. Like maybe they're like a Washington.
Yeah, I'm just playing around.
Long this super chat. It took a few weeks. This is obviously timely, right? So not a coincidence. But BBAI is finally a big winner. Last 12K shares for the dream. It's all poutine from here. Long this. Are you from Canada? Just let us know, because poutine.
Quebec. Are you from Quebec?
Or Quebec as well. Poutine, of course. I don't know some people would call it like national.
I mean, I was gonna say I don't really know what else.
I don't even know if we have a national.
Maybe.
But if we did, I suppose that would be
meal bacon, back bacon.
Yeah, because that's how Canadian.
A lot of people in the chat probably have never even had back bacon.
That's a very Canadian thing. But you can get poutines, like, it's a very, like Quebec, which is like the French province in Canada.
Very good, Neil.
But you can also get poutine like everywhere here. Like it's still good. It's just not the same. Yeah, BBAI, it's
French fries, gravy, cheese
yeah.
curds for anybody that's.
It's on a day like today where it's really cold out, you have the hot gravy on top of it.
Really? Never have cold gravy.
It hits differently when it's a cold day. Like and it's cold today,
cold,
for
cold.
sure.
Baby, it's cold outside.
BBAI, we're talking about how the respect of the 200 period at the simple moving average with BBAI has just been pretty impressive. And the best part about it is it's not like it just started working. Like it's been working since May. Like it had one fail, but it almost doesn't count because the only time it failed the 200 period this year was during, like, I guess our Liberation Day panic, and it was barely underneath. Like it almost was like a blip, and then after that, it's been respecting it. So accumulation at the 200 period generally means that you've got fundamental dip buyers. Like it's a place that like institutions like to pick up, like that kind of a thing. So I think when you get that in a small cap, it's just a little bit different. And this is day one of a bounce breakout. So there's your bounce, little consolidation, and here's a breakout. So I think there's some continuation to go here. Close above the 50 period, next leg 750. Good volume, 100 million shares done on the day. It's very extended from VWAP for a play this afternoon. For myself, it's a little extended from VWAP. I wouldn't want to short it necessarily because it's not close enough to 750. Like it's equidistance from resistance to VWAP almost. So I still think this is going to be a good one as long as it can close above the 50 period, which I think it should, for sure. And some people are saying NVIDIA is headed back to VWAP.
Yeah, maybe. I got him. I mean, it's funny you mentioned all the way back to May. Like I got involved on the way back down in because we saw this move happen, and then with very much increased volume. And whenever I saw that or see that in pretty much in any stock, I try to do a little bit of due diligence. So we bought it on the way down into the 200 period moving average, then got it out on the way back up. You know, we didn't do anything this last dip down. It went right back up to that same level of $9, and I didn't do anything again down here at $5 again. So we should have definitely, easy to say, excuse me, now. But I'm still holding on to that 60%, and along this, man, that's great deal for you today, that finally breaking through it. But I'm trying to hold this. Like, I honestly have like Baby Palantir vibes a little bit. I have this, and there's a few other names that I like as well. So I'm going to try to hold on to BBAI for a while and see if we can really make some money a la PLTR and some of these other names that have really ripped. So we'll wait to see if Big Bear AI can be a little better than where we are now. Obviously an impressive day if you're holding on to it. There's no doubt about that. My average cost is exactly I think it was 420. It's like between 4 and 420. There actually should double check and I'll give you guys the exact number, but I like this level and I think I'd buy more. That's kind of what I was waiting for, was this consolidation down there, but we didn't really even break the 200 period moving average. So as Neil said, it will close above the 50 and it's game on for Big Bear AI. And just congratulations to everybody. We poke fun about the BBA brigade versus the open army, and yeah, they both can be winners at the end of it all. So yeah, that's it. Okay, so that's Big Bear AI.
There's a difference.
112 million shares, by the way.
Oh, just one thing.
Just
on like the open.
Yeah.
Like open's very, very. It's been very different. I think like there's been a legitimate like accumulation levels where clearly like on dips you can identify like BBI. Oh, there's people are buying it here. It's supporting levels on good volume. I don't know that you can make the same determination yet for what Open Door is going to do next. Like I feel like this stock is equally likely to go to $4 as 11 or 12 bucks. And good luck figuring out which one that's going to be. Eric Jackson, tell us which one. It's just
Eric Jackson told us HUD 8, and now that's down 30% or whatever from when he told us about that one.
Yeah. Well, HUD 8.
Oh, it's back up today.
Well, today it's going to. Well,
is that right? Oh no.
In Bitcoin.
Money, what's going on?
Yeah, but a lot of small kids. I don't know. I have Friday chart syndrome going on sometimes. Maybe I flip too many symbols. No, it's like it's just filling in like the last couple of big drops. It's filling in a bit of the gap. A lot of small cappers are getting bounces today, so you want to differentiate the ones that are just kind of, gliding up through prior dump levels, and the ones that are actually, fundamentally stronger. And I don't know
the market. I don't know.
Happening.
Yeah, I don't want to interrupt again, but I don't know. People complaining that the market's going down, and it is a nice move down. I'm not seeing anything. I will have to activate my, my audio here to get going on that one. So, okay, let's go back over and we'll figure out the next stock, and then we'll talk about potentially this market move down here.
Yeah, I'll keep my eyes on everything, guys. Not seeing anything quite yet, but I'll do a little bit of digging here. Next topic is Meta up 3.8% and change. This one rocketed up in the pre-market here as a result of reports that Meta is reportedly looking to cut about 73, or sorry, to cut essentially about 30% of their operating profit in the Reality Labs, which obviously has the metaverse there, not being received well by the market, that the spending there. So good look for Meta. The division has lost about $73 billion since being opened in 2021, but Zuck really looking at focusing now on AI. They met in his Hawaii headquarters, and he asked every department to cut about 10%, but he asked Reality Labs to cut more. So that's what the market is reacting to, guys. 687.50 high. We're trading at 663.
I don't see anything in the market, but we just broke the day's low on there, and I have just like 2.5% or so left of all of these trades. But so watch out now. The decline is happening. This is now the new session lows right here in the market. This is Palantir. This is what the Qs looks like on a 1-minute chart. You can both look at the NASDAQ and the S&P 500 same way, both starting to hit it down to the downside. So they hit it, and maybe they'll quit it because that's bouncing right now off 620. But make sure you do scan that QR code right here real quick, because this exchange is a top 30 global exchange. It is BTCC. They've never been hacked. And there's other major exchanges that we know that have been. So BTC stays untouched. Of course, there's zero KYC if you're in the United States, Canada, or Europe. And if you scan that QR code, you're going to get $100 USD Tether coupons for registering, plus 15% bonus against any of your losses up to $15,000. So unless I'm missing something, make sure you do your own due diligence and go check it out at BTCC, and make sure that they have what you need over there. And want to thank them for sponsoring the segment of the show. But yeah, I don't know, man. The NASDAQ making a little bit of a move down. I was debating picking something up down here, but now you're underneath everything, right? VWAP was just chilling. There's the hold. There's the bring down there for the Qs. I don't see, honestly, this is our Benzinga Pro. I don't hear anything. There's nothing. The last story is some GitLab just recapping of their earnings. So yeah, market getting to the downside. So at this time yesterday, we were waiting for Donald, but I think if he was saying anything, we would already know about it. Tesla also starting to head to the downside. This would be the name that I'd look to pick up on any weakness right now. Only flat on the day for Tesla. But the story was Meta, right? So I don't want to get off of our rundown here. Great story this morning for Meta, as Sharif just highlighted there. But it looks like we may break this bottom here on Meta as well. And yeah, just getting rid of the metaverse, right, or cutting 30% of it. I think that's a good idea there to save some costs. Meta's recent decline is all about the cost and the spend that they're putting into this AI build out. So now they cut that back, basically, is my understanding. So yeah, reported by Bloomberg earlier, confirmed by a couple other reports there. And yeah, down goes Meta now, but up goes Meta today. And it's really nice. Like if you're buying at the 200 period, hopefully you didn't put them all in there and you're able to get a little bit more out here. And today you just come right back into that 200 period again. So what was a pretty nasty month and a half, or I'm not sure how long that, well, here, I'll just tell you exactly. That was October 31st. So yeah, pretty close. Right there, a month and a bit of sort of downtrend there. You now finally start to break it, but it's that cross that's happening here. You got to get above 680 and stay there. There's always going to be these ebbs and flows of everything. Like tomorrow, if Meta, something happens with the market in general, this stock could be back into the 620 area again, and then you're thinking about potentially averaging in or something. So I would say if you're lucky enough to have grabbed some at the bottom there and you're just in for a swing, this looks like a good level today where we hit, right? You might take that sort of windfall this morning, but easy to say now, the market's getting hit.
Yeah, that's the difference. Like it's like swing or like long term, because I think like all the valuation stuff is still going to be true, right? You got the P down to 29, the forward P at 21 is the last report, and current prices, well, not current prices, yesterday's prices, I should say, which is relative to the Mag 7 going to be a really good value. You throw in that they're going to cut some spend, which people are looking for, so you get solid, fundamental valuation and then positive news. Ideally, you'd like to close above here, but I still think, for myself, I'm going to be looking for another place to buy. I wasn't planning on doing another dip buy until next quarter, like in the new year, but I could have my mind change if I see strength above the 200 and the 50 period moving averages. I said this morning, I get a little bit more excited about this Short term, if we closed above the 50 and the 200, that now seems like it's not going to happen, especially with that little move that we just had in the futures if we don't recover. So I'd kind of back off this one, give it like the 2-3 day rule if you're looking for like a short-term trade. I think it gets much more bullish if we can reclaim both of those. Like this has more room to the highs than any other Mag 7 name. So even if you miss a small part of the move, it's got a lot more upside for you. And just on this little dip, the first place I looked over is, okay, well, was there something I kind of liked that didn't break the lows? Why is what's the scaling on my chart of silver? Oh, there it is. I have to get rid of that. I was going to show yesterday's, but I'll get rid of that in a second. I wanted to show something that didn't break the lows that I wanted to play for a potential little reverse here because no story on the market as to what happened. So I'm going to look for silver in here to try to play off of the lows here. As we talk about, oh, shoot, I actually didn't peak, so I don't even, usually I'll cheat and then I would know what's next, but I don't.
Tesla, guys. By the way, I'm keeping an eye here closely. No news yet still on the market. If there anything comes up, I'll make sure to apprise you guys of it. Tesla was momentarily flat now, regaining a little bit here, up 0.15. A couple of headlines for Tesla today. We saw, again, European sales down today, specifically in England, down over 19% year over year in the month of November after a brutal October where sales were cut essentially half of what they were in October of 2024. Separately, we had this headline yesterday, which was a good one. The Trump administration looking at issuing an EO, an executive order on robotics, starting early next year. Tesla obviously very well ensconced in that industry with the Tesla Optimus robot, guys. So good day for Tesla yesterday. Today up a quarter of a percent.
We have a new position, Sharif. Please close your eyes and your ears. We are now short AEO right here. I'm short this name. I know it pains me to do it too, my guy, but I'm going to be short this name just off of these highs from off these highs from yesterday and today. So I'm going to short American Eagle right here off of these levels right now. It did not move on that market dump, so we may be in trouble. A break of 60s, the day's high, and we'll get out of there. So the day's high is 55, but a break of 60. I just want to make sure I have that order in. Yeah. Then we're going to get out of this one. A little bit of an average incoming in the mid 50s here for that. Look, in my own account today, I did buy some more Tesla. And right around this price, I think I said 447.50 or 448 this morning. It does come in there, and yeah, I don't know. I just like the story. Oh my God. During that move down, I was like, well, here comes Tesla. Maybe time to buy that one. So congratulations if anybody was able to get that. But look how good structure this is on the day. It's just bang, bang, bang. And this is the levels that we wrote down. We wrote down 444, so we're going to miss that by about $1. But there goes Tesla. I like the stock here. I think the story continues to work. I'm not even, like I said, if they come out and say, you know what, we're not even going to focus on cars anymore, I think the stock rallies like 20%. So I'm not worried about their car business. It's still rocking. They still got margins there. It's still a profitable business. So whatever. The more cars they sell, the more profit they'll make. Shrinking margins, sure, that's going to be a little bit of a problem. Also a problem not getting the deliveries that they've had before in the past with the orders going out. But I don't think that's necessarily a Tesla problem. I want to look to see, we know BYD is also selling a lot of cars, but if you look at BYDDF or BIDDY, either one of these stocks is a disaster compared to Tesla, right? And so, you're seeing, darn it, our charts again. But if you just look here, it's downside. I mean, this is 1450 back in August. It's 1250 today, right? And then if you look at it more longer term, which I'll call up on another chart, you'll see that it's not the same thing. This is what Tesla versus BYD. I should actually compare them, right? I mean, this is on a downside trajectory, and this is the company that we always say, well, these guys are eating their lunch over there in China and in Europe. Okay, but I like the Tesla story, and that's why I relate it to what we're looking at moving forward, right? And that is the FSD, that is the autonomy side of things, and then those robots and everything. So I'm a fan of the stock and bought a little bit more today in the long-term account, and hopefully when we look at this next time, it has a 5 in front of it. I mean, that's what I'm hoping for, and I do think that that's very possible. I think it's possible to have a 5 on it before Christmas. So yeah, bullish on Tesla on this side.
Before we get to that, I'll let you know, when seconds count, you don't have time to wait for just treating symptoms. NYSE-listed Oragenics is rewriting the rules of neurological care, looking to develop the first FDA-approved treatment for concussions. book a meeting with the team today, like it says right there. Get back on the ice faster, get back on the horse faster. Fantastic cause. And you know what? One of my favorite things, something that oddly enough Elon Musk says a lot, is if you want to change the world or solve a problem, create a company and solve that problem. Take a risk. That's what Origenics is doing, and that's what Tesla does. Or, I mean, it does, has done and is doing, right? So obviously that's going to be a big deal for them. Tried a couple of times and didn't really find, ultimately it'll be pretty flat on Tesla. There was no continuation back through 450. We kept talking about the 450 level, and I initially said I didn't want to take, I thought it would be a false break, dip, and maybe somewhere a little closer to 440. So I was probably way too far down there looking for a dip and then go. We ended up holding, so I wasn't quite looking for the 450 right away, as I thought we'd get a bigger dip buy. Then we came into VWAP, kind of keystroked it on a chase, and got fortunate to just quickly jump out. And then I wanted to try to like build into this 50 breakout, which just didn't go. I gave a scalp, reload, and then immediately lost. Thankfully, we didn't get back into it, and now we're trending down on Tesla. But that doesn't have to stay. Like you quintuple bottomed at 446, 447, quintuple bottom, we could end up with a VWAP 450 break this afternoon. I think that's going to be in play for Tesla. On the higher time, Mishan already went over this. Like I think short term, I'm worried more about 470. I think if we get through this chop zone, it's a matter of like whenever you can get through that chop. I would be perfectly reasonable if we ended up in this chop zone till the end of the year and then broke that out next year. It's like whatever. If it consolidates 420 to 460 for a while, no one's going to be complaining all that much with Tesla. I just feel like it took us a while to chew through it before. I'd be a little surprised if we got through it fast this time through. But yeah, I think with that 450 has a chance to break out one more time. Oh, and just...
I'm going to take advantage of this move.
Oh yeah, I said I was going to get rid of that wick, and then I didn't. Sorry.
I just, let's go over to Sharif in a second, but I just want to show you on that move down, which was pretty scary there. Palantir's popped back up there, so we'll take $1.70 or whatever, take another piece out. Now we just have a very, very little piece left. We did the same thing on Google on that rally back up to the 200 period moving average. We only have percentage points left. I actually might just flatten this thing out right here now at the 200 period, and maybe even the same thing with Palantir. So, but yeah, so far so good. As there it is, man, the averaging is on. Here we go, Sharif. AEO is going to take me out here on the other side of it. So it looks like it continues to go, well, maybe not, continues to go a little bit higher here. We're short at 48 on AEO against that top side. And this is my style of trading. You know, we're looking for support and resistance, trying to find a story around it. We know AEO has volume due to their earnings the last couple of days, and a big stock that's been looked at, 10 million shares there today. Okay, I don't know, have no idea what the next stock's going to be, but maybe it might even be crypto related. I don't know. Let's go find out from Sharif.
Guys, you're bang on. I don't know how you guessed that, but it's not crypto related, but I have to bring this to your attention. I just saw right now that just in $100 million worth of crypto long liquidations in the past 60 minutes. That's what I'm seeing here from watcher.guru. And when you look at Bitcoin's price now, Bitcoin trading at 91.75, down 1 1/3%. But the next topic, guys, is NVDA. NVIDIA, of course, Jensen Huang was in Washington yesterday for the CSIS conference, which took place at 5 o'clock. Prior to that, he was with President Trump at the White House, where they discussed, of course, the chip export bans to China. Jensen saying he can't likely convince a Chinese buyer to pick up the H200, which is an even upgraded version of the H100, but not as sophisticated, of course, as the latest Blackwell chip. He also made other comments about, maintaining American dominance in the AI chip race and having other countries rely on American products as opposed to the Chinese. He is, of course, fighting an uphill battle with a lot of Congress, members of Congress who are more prone to wanting to restrict Chinese access to these advanced chips. So guys, NVIDIA up 1 4/5.
Yeah, go NVIDIA, but I'm gonna make an educated guess. I haven't lined up the time frame on this, but if you look at Bitcoin, double bottom today, double bottom yesterday, flat bottom break on volume just now. So as Sharif pointed out, maybe the reason we actually had even that dump was like just this technical breakdown, right? And then you had a bunch of things go risk off in the moment. It just sometimes shows how skittish this market has gotten. But don't overreact and say, oh my goodness, that just means oh, the market's screwed because the sellers come in so fast. The problem really is the type of liquidity that the markets have these days. What makes that easier is the fact that you have algos doing like half of the volume these days. So when that's the case, all the market making is what I mean. When you have less, seriously, NVIDIA chart, when you have less physical human market makers, is this even going to load? Then you're going to have situations like that where you get a big shelf that drops, and then the quotes just, not quotes, but the liquidity drops by a bunch because everyone just kind of turns off their bots, they stop making markets, and it's just easier to drop. So if that's all it was, why wouldn't we be heading right back to the upside? I picked something that didn't break a low like silver, going to get some out in front of VWAP, but I think NVIDIA, if you went for that up to 2 points today, it did the little dipsy-do in a prior close, and then held on to that. Remember yesterday, what was the level? We were at 180? 180 was the hold on NVIDIA. So the buyers are winning at 180 bucks. It's just a matter of, okay, that's fine. We're putting in some higher lows. It's choppy mess, this stock. But we're putting in those higher lows and holding that 180 level. It's just a matter of breaking this out. And that's going to come at about 186. Not about, at 186, actually, almost exactly. So this can finally break 186. I think we get that better move to the upside. So good look here for NVIDIA to hold 180 for, what is this, like the third day in a row, and then throw in like half a day of support at that same price level. Just need to then take out the next level to the upside because it's been so much chop in this stock. You've been getting better movement from, like in terms of like trend trading, better movement in just about every other chip stock with the exception of this one. So hopefully a break of 186 will change that again.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to, like NVIDIA's been great. I mean, I think the stock to look at today is one that we sold a little bit yesterday. And it's Intel is getting absolutely clubbed there today. So yeah, you look smart when you hold on to things and you look stupid when you don't. And that's what investing makes you, or even not investing. Investing is fine. It's the trading aspect of it because, you know, one day you get out, and this is why it's very, very hard to time the market. You know, like it breaks here and you're going to have everybody say, well, there's the break, you know, this is going up to 100 bucks or whatever it is, you know, but then it just can fill that gap in one day. So I don't think this story is done or anything like that. I mean, Intel is still a big, you know, supported by the US government there. I don't know if that deal with Apple's going down or not. NVIDIA, I mean, speak about NVIDIA. NVIDIA invested $5 billion in this company at $23. So it's just like, it's been a huge run. We talked about this with Brian Shannon the other day when there was a 40 or 50 year anchored VWAP that came right into here at 20 bucks. And that didn't make me buy it, but I mean, I bought it because it was here for basically 8 months. And then get that boost, right? So I'm a victim of getting some out here at 28, then again some out here on this consolidation when we moved higher, because if we actually zoom out, you can see this little level. That's where we got out another piece there. And then we just got out some, I think it was yesterday or 2 days ago, on this break of that move right into, I think it was yesterday or I don't know, how many days was it? Did it stay up there? 2 or 1? 2. So I think it was on this day here because we were letting this go, and then that day it came up, and we must have got filled at 41.95 or something like that, around 42, and now it's come back in. So it's not like that was a good fill. You're at $41 now. It's whatever for now. But Intel today, downside, looking to get short this name. We'll have to ask Adair or even you guys in the chat what's creating this move. This kind of came out of nowhere. I was just searching through some of the semis, and this one fell into my lap there. So yeah, not a great day for Intel today, Sharif. Did you guys talk about that on the midday at all? Was there any story about Intel, Sharif? Or?
Them not wanting to get rid of their networking company. That was really it. They were just holding on to that, and there wasn't really market moving though.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. That was the only thing. They said they were supposed to be spinning off that division.
Like down 7%. Like
maybe
the ebbs and flows of the market is my call.
Maybe they really want to. The thing about diversifying is it doesn't necessarily matter like how much money they're getting for a spinoff. It could end up just being more that people might have liked the idea of streamlining, and it's like, okay, well, it's proving that you're laser focused, and you're gonna get rid of and sell off pieces that aren't part of like the core of what you want to focus on for the future, and maybe that's a signal against it. I'm just speculating here because otherwise, why are we dropping 7% on that story? It doesn't make any sense unless it's like a sentiment thing or an excuse to take profits, which is perfectly reasonable when the stock is doubled up so recently. So I don't think we're done. I think that's 4. I got a VWAP in front of silver just because it was a scalp trade to VWAP anyways. I just thought if the move was not technical, Or if it was only technical, then try to take a quick reversion, then move on to the next. And we'll go on to the next symbol, which in this particular case, I'm thinking maybe it's SMX.
That's good, Neil. I like that. All right.
SMX, a monster mover during the midday. It started moving late, guys. I want to say around 12 o'clock or so. When all was said and done, this thing was over 100%. Off the highs right now, 119 high, trading a little bit below 100 bucks, putting in a bit of a compression bull flag here. Look, this company apparently, with the rise in demand for gold, has come up with some sort of technology at a molecule level to be able to detect fake gold bars, even if they've been melted. I was just reading through it at the moment, guys. I don't really think that's the reason we're moving up aggressively. I think it has something to do with a 33% short float.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the 33%. What's the size of the float here, too? The actual
They're all
1 million float. So the entire float of this thing is 1 million. But this is also the, oh, should I just, I just closed my Benzing accidentally. I'll have to go open it again. I just lost the whole thing. So SMX, squeeze much? What in the blue, whatever. Like this was a $4 stock. So this isn't even this isn't day one. This is like day 5 of this move. I don't remember this one the other day, but whatever, it doesn't really matter. So from a technical standpoint, yeah, just like stair step up, break. But the last parabolic move, like this was only in the afternoon, so the full day move, it actually pulled back deep the last time, 70 to 25. So even if this pulls back something similar, like it wouldn't be crazy when you get the parabolic day that it would pull almost all the way back in from where it broke out from and then made another move. So I'd be watching out for that on SMX. Be careful with this. It's already shown you what it can do on a pullback.
All right, we have a new position right now, so hit the sirens. We'll flush the market down. We'll see if we can get going on that one. So there's Palantir. Let's go, man. That's a chicken dinner winner all day. Like Palantir, what a move, man. Right up to the 200 period moving average. There's that dump off. There's us getting some of that VWAP. Let's cover that trade right there. Honestly, NFT worthy right there. And then Google as well. We actually did exactly what we wanted to do on that move down. Breaks to 200. We had such a small piece that didn't really affect us there at all. Comes back up to 200, comes back up, bounces off VWAP. We actually got out in between the 50 and VWAP, and then taking out the 200 again. We are now out of that one. And let's just see if this wants to work. I'm gonna go short the NASDAQ. So there's that move down. We can't find any information on why that happened. Neil showed the Bitcoin chart. That could easily have been what it was. I mean, I'm not throwing shade on that. I think that is probably what it was there. Or you get a little bit of a break here in the market, but that just seemed too much volume there. So, but anyways, nice break down. Let's just see if there's any reason for it to come back up here right now. So I'll give that a go. We're gonna battle this name until we get into this area again. All right, so just for you guys, my stop is up here actually. 60, oh, I put the wrong stop. I put 66, it should be like 71. So, all right, let me cancel that stop. I'm gonna stop out if we break up here. Let's just go short a little bit. We'll see if we can get more shares into this position, into this spot right now. We have like a quarter of a unit, so pretty small. We're trying to get some more actually right here at 29, which is where VWAP is. So we'll get another piece right here if we're able to, and then we'll short it again. My next offer is in the 40s. So if we can get it up here, it's 45, and then we'll watch out for that break. We'll put it in right now. 55.71. We're gonna go short right now. New position alert in the market is a short. So let's see if it can work out for us. I'm hoping it does, but who knows? So we're short now, looking to average into this one. It's the TQs, and there's no news there. So there could be a melt either way, but the Nasdaq up, Nasdaq up now, but still down. Both markets down. So look, there's been a lot of talk about the IWM lately, and the thing is, it's a little fugazi, okay? So the IWM is ripping, and it's been ripping for a couple days now, and it's back to all-time highs. The reason why I say something like that is I did, ask a little bit of grok action over here, just spreading the love. Look, Bloom Energy is the second largest holding right now in IWM. Okay, so that's starting to keep it going. It's less than 1%, so it's not like it single-handedly is moving the stock. Credo also on one a little bit right now as well. IonQ, I mean, we've seen some of the quantum names start to go upside, super micro right there. And this is the thing that I wanted to show everybody. It's such a small piece, but there's micro strategy as well. So, you know, with crypto starting to get back to the upside, there's going to be, and some of these companies I've never even heard of before. Like, I don't know what this Maycom Technologies is, but some of these things are, the top 10 weight is only 5%, right? So it's not like a huge move, but I just wanted to show you some of the names that were in there because a lot of talk about Bloom Energy lately as that's taking out some of the tops. There as well, Fabrinet. So there's some good tech names that have really boosted this index, but the index has been doing great. I just wanted to say that there's been, like, if you check out BE here, and I know a lot of you have been yelling at all of us about Bloom. I think this is one, no, Sharif wasn't on this today, or maybe he was. But there's a huge move up there for Bloom, like another 13% today alone. So although this is not necessarily the stock that's leading it the last couple of days, it's just the IWM has had a big run, and a lot of it is due to some of these huge stocks that have had good, huge moves on smaller stocks that all tie together. Right, so I just wanted to show you guys that. I mean, it's not a, I shouldn't have said it's a fugazi. It's a good move upside, but
some of it just has
like
to do with
SMR, Oklo, all these names are probably in it. And then,
Yeah,
and then what you're about to talk about as well. I mean,
what are we, 6 trading days? No.
Look at
We're
SMRs.
6 physical days away.
we wrote down SMR at $20, $19.50 today. We have the absolute bottom in SMR. We just didn't take it. So it's crazy. Like, I mean, it's a huge upside move there for SMR today. And out of nowhere, like, we wrote down this sticky note with nothing other than what we wrote down is that news flow last few days about power issues for AI build should see some off the bottom. You know, and holding 18 was real well and real swell for SMR. So, yeah, we sold at 57 and bought back at 30. So we got to get back here before that trade makes any sense. But right now, we like the stock. SMR to the races today. And again, another note that's on the sticky note, and want to say congratulations to Joe, who actually took a trade there. But yeah, that's what's, you know, creating some movement today. And
I'm a little
only a couple of days until
surprised
that.
by this, like, because it's Kalshi has us at 93% of getting our rate cut. At FedWatch, it's actually gone down 2%, which is a bit weird to me, but that is what it is. It's still like an 87% chance. That's going to creep toward 100% by next year. And I think that's most of the reason why you're seeing the Russell get a relief rally. There was oh, by the way, if you see your scanners, anybody that has a scanner up, you probably picked up IMAX a few minutes ago. So their Investor Day event is going on and has been since 12 o'clock. And they must have said something that people cared about 2 hours into it because that's spiked. I couldn't find what was said that would have caused this, but IMX on the move here. The event is still ongoing, just so that you know, they are still talking, and I do not know specifically what was said, so I couldn't give you the story. And Dara's looking out for it as well, so if we do find something on it, for sure, we'll let you know. Just before we move on, I'm looking to, like, if we come back into VWAP here, I liked AMD for short this morning, and then it turned into too strong of a stock. There's your higher lows breaking out the highs, so got away from it to move on to the things that were a little more bullish for a play. But if this gets back to VWAP, or at least around the 216.5, where all of this mess started, then I would look to maybe go back to the short there for next opportunity, or maybe silver breaks through VWAP. We'll see if that can happen as well.
Over to Beta Pro, because if you do scan that, we've talked about this a couple times here today, they have the 3x levered ETF. So like on a move that we just saw in the NASDAQ, you can take advantage of it. I'm currently trading the TQQs, but this is Canadian product. So we want to say thank you so much. This is only available on the TSX, betapro.ca/3x daily. They do have the currency hedge. So that's all part of it, right? Get the more pure performance hedged against the US dollar. Very important to understand that. They are also offering a management fee rebate until December the 31st. So make sure you go check them out if you are looking as a sophisticated trader. These 3x daily things are great tools to trade with, but do your due diligence on holding them longer term. But we do want to thank Beta Pro, the leader right now on those 3x daily levered over there on the TSX. So shout out to Global X, and thank you for the continued support. So all right, that's that. And on these TQs note, we're still in AEO, which isn't doing a whole heck of a lot, EIO. We got a good short there at the high of the day, and that just gave us an average price of 48. So we're now 2 pennies in the money, but we're not taking that. We're just playing around. I do have a bid in right here at 42 or so. Well, whatever this level was, 40s. I put it at 42. That's small. We'll get out of 5% or so. And then I really want to see about this 200 period, and then of course down into VWAP. I don't know if this does have the juice to really get going here, but there's the short, we're in it. Let's see if it does want to push a little bit lower, and then we're also supporting, trying to anyways, this position here in the futures on a downside play here against sort of this basically day high. I mean, you know, the day high started right at 9:30, but I'm going to play off that, and we're going to take a small couple trades here into the close and just see. So I get it. Hey, what's up? I'll put this up on the screen if I can find it. D-Dog there wants to know why I would be short, and I want to explain it. There it is, Qser why short. Okay, so here comes the note. So, all right, good point. This is exactly the kind of trade that I'm trying to stay away from, is going against the trend. But you know, when I look at this Dog 5794, I really do think, and thank you so much for asking, like that's part of what we're trying to do here. I like, what was up with that? You know, and I know that was, I do believe that could have been that Bitcoin. And I mean, once that gets,
I'm pretty sure.
Once that got that much volume into the crypto space, there could have been algos or whatever that just instantly thought something was up and sold off the NASDAQ. So we've seen that happen many times before. Right now, though, I just want to see, does that wind up happening again right now? Is there some sort of a story that's about to drop that we don't know about? Not only that, I think the downside here is much clearer than the upside. So I already have a stop. So that stop right into here will be like, I'm short in the 30s. I want to get a little bit more. By the time we have a full position, we'll probably be short like 45 or so. So I think 25 to 30 cents worth of risk on this play is worth it. And we're not going to risk our whole day by any stretch of the imagination, but I don't necessarily think that the momentum is long. This is the TQs here. This is the NASDAQ. This is what we're seeing over the last couple of days. To me, this just looks like a short actually at this price. You know, just like it looks like a long down into here. So we're in the middle, and I'm just going to play the short heading into a Friday. Let's see what winds up happening. We got completely, look, the top two stocks today for me, and I've only made two trades, were longs. Google and Palantir, they're both crushed. Like, they're both great trades. So we're going to hold out here and see what happens now with AEO. So we're in the money here, and we got the TQ short, and we're just playing around. So let's see if it goes. But remember, like, that's why I try to tell you about the units. Like, these are just trading ideas. You guys got to think about how many shares you want to put, you know, out for risk on any of these trades. Like, we all trade with significantly different share sizes on almost all opportunities. So you got to think about what this opportunity means to you. And if you, D-Dog there, if it's too risky for you, either stay away or go light or take Oppo, like or don't do anything. That's also a trade, sitting on your hands. You know, but yeah, we definitely are in, I don't know if we're in a bull market per se, but we are in a market that has rewarded longs. There's no doubt about that. And if I have to give back 5% of my day trying something, I mean, I'm willing to do it. So that's what I'm going to do, is sit here and do that. And, you know, right now I have more shares in this AEO than I do in the NASDAQ. So, you know, we'll just see what winds up happening. We could get blown out of both. And if I do, you know, I just planned it out. If both of these get blown out, we'll give back about 10% of our day. So still a really good day. So, but anyways, those are what I'm thinking about right now, and that's what we're doing. So,
yeah, the position board was down for a lot of it. I don't know, it was kind of weird.
okay.
It was down for like at least a few minutes. I think sometimes it'll go, if you ever see it like, see how it says no positions? If it ever goes completely blank,
right,
you know it's down. That doesn't mean that we're flat. And I feel like it's weird. Like I feel like sometimes it does it like when you get in. I don't know. Either way, it doesn't really matter. But I'll go over. Just gonna quickly go over AMD because this is VWAP on AMD. This was the trend, and it just wicked that trend line and then consolidated underneath. So I'm short there. If it breaks the trend line, I'll get out. And we're going to go to that's just timely because we have chip news apparently on NVIDIA.
Financial Times reporting here that U.S. senators are seeking to stop NVIDIA's advanced chip sales to China. Now, this isn't moving the stock too much, and that's likely because we already know that NVIDIA CEO Jensen Huang has said right now they're not even really factoring in China sales. They're viewed more as a nice to have than a need to have. But either way here, this is going to be on watch. Financial Times reporting that senators in the U.S. are trying to stop NVIDIA from selling advanced chips to China. Back to you.
We kind of know that.
If that's the story, I guess that's also a non-starter. I mean, there's nothing even happening right now in the market. But hey, who said something about this AEO trade? There we go, Joe. I got you, man. We're gonna short this thing right back down into $20, my guy. You don't have to worry about your bet over there. I got you on this one. But there it goes. Here we go. Nice move to the downside here. Still going lower. You know, that's what I'm saying. Like, we're here to put on some trades and explain them, and that's what I did here with AEO. We talked about we like that short, so here it comes right back in. My stop was 12 cents higher. What is it? I'm at 40. Okay, good. I didn't know what it was going to show me because I'm at 48.8 with the average price. So my stop was 12 cents higher than this. So we start taking it out now at a 1-to-1, and so Neil and I are both net short, right, with AEO, TQs, and now AMD. So I think we're both thinking short right now. All right. Hey, family, you guys are my life vest. Perfect.
The vest
Please
kind of day.
cover docu. Yeah, I have to look for a vest, man. I mean, Joe just wearing the vest so proper over there.
I only have a Jays one. I feel like whatever, I might just rock that next week.
Yeah, rock
Rock a Blue Jays vest in like hockey and basketball season.
Well, I mean, very, very kind words. I mean, you know, and we just want people to learn from us and hopefully be able to cover some moving stories. I mean, that to me, and I leaned on this yesterday, and it's just, this is so much more than just a trading show, right? And it's you're not going to get, like, go find me a place that dropped that NVIDIA story live on air like that before we just had it. You know, like, I don't know if that's going to happen. And especially, I mean, maybe an NVIDIA story.
I'll double down on that.
Yeah, good, go.
That move that just happened in the futures, you're not going to find a show where, like, we literally will spend the next, there was no story. Okay, let's try to figure out what happened here. Let's all figure it out together. Look at this stock, look at that stock, come up with, finally find Bitcoin and say, okay, well, Bitcoin broke a shelf and that looked like it was the first thing that went, so it could have been some liquidations there. Like, you're not going to see anywhere else, because that's where the mind of a trader goes, right? And ultimately, like, that's what every trader would be doing in a situation like that, trying to figure out what is going on so that I can make my next decision if you have a decision to make. And so because everyone's thinking that way and our community is fantastic for that, that's what we try to do. And then we also have the benefit of, like, if Sean's talking, I might just turn my head and be like, Adara, what just happened on IMEX or something like that, or I'll type it in the chat and then everyone can know. And then that's what we're all about. So with that, we can look at DocuSign.
Oh, I forgot about that part.
So here's what, this will be more of a line of best fit than a trend line, but there, it's a little dirty, but just to make the point, the last few, like, year and a half, seen several of these very clean downward channels in stocks. And AMD had a really, really big one, and when it broke out of it, I think it was ridiculous. So for DocuSign, you've got, look, it's also got support at 65, so I would venture you've got some support down there, but it's been mostly downward trending on this slope. And have a look, the trend line almost perfectly aligns with a breakout above the 200-period moving average. And it needs to not just poke its head above the line, poke its head above, hold, breakout. If that happens, this one's primed to go. That said, when you're in a channel, you wait for it to break out. Alphabet was an opposite of this. Like, oh, there we go. Oh, that's super cool. I still have this drawn. I complain a lot about the charts, but then I feel like my charts crash more than others because I will have, like, this trend line or this channel drawn on Alphabet from, like, earlier in the year, just save it forever. So this was an upward channel on Alphabet, and look what happened. It kept on consolidating above but not breaking out. Once it broke out above, you're like, oh no, I've missed the move. Did you? Yeah, so it went 210 to 230. Did you miss the move? Look at how quickly it accelerates when you break a channel like that. So I think DocuSign is setting up something similar. So if you like it, maybe set that channel and let it break out. And when it does, don't be afraid. Like, when it breaks a technical, if you're in a channel, the same channel, the longer you're in it, the more explosive in theory the break can be. So if you miss the first 5 or 10%, it might not be the end of the world. That said, it's a downward sloping channel. So you're either buying the support at the bottom or you're waiting for the breakout. Hope that does help. Is this oh, that's Ramin just posted. And I'm going to open it up. We have this. I just posted not in our chat, but like the show chat. It's the best vest. Who's got the best vest? Look, I
might be in the wrong chat.
I'm not throwing any shade on Joey Options, and it's a fantastic looking vest. But I mean, I'm a kid of the '80s. My vote was and still is for Marty McFly. Like, that's just.
Only one vote.
Like, it's the only vote to make. Like, I have probably seen.
Shout out to Michael J. Fox.
That might actually be the movie that isn't Star Wars that I've seen the most. Just because it used to, like, remember back in the day it would come on TBS on weekends sometimes?
Yeah, I mean, I think it probably still is always.
Yeah, and I would watch at least 30 minutes of it if it came on TV. Now, if I was watching TV as a kid and that came on TV, I'm like, I'm watching it for 30 minutes. At least 30 minutes of it.
Another Canadian legend over there. Okay, so TQs. Let's look at something else, right? I mean, SMR has been running here. People. Actually, let's go to Oklo. Oklo is a New York stock. OKLO. We got to drop that down into New York. Let's go. Yeah, like. So the story yesterday, I believe it started off with Jensen. I think was talking about just the need for power, and unless Adara, there's something else that's really rallying a lot of these stocks, because it's kind of like, I don't feel like even today when I look back over at our great research report that we put out like every single day for you, make sure you go check it out. I mean, Adara's the mastermind behind all of this pretty much. Salesforce's story today, Snowflake down 8%. And Snowflake, I think, has battled back nicely, right, today? To be down.
It was double.
Oh, no, sorry, down 11%, so even worse. My bad, went the other way. UiPath, Palantir, like, I didn't think I saw a story today, but I still put SMR on the watch list just because of the momentum that we had, and there's no way I thought that this was happening. Like, we have it written down here as, well, I'm not going to show it again. I had it written down as $19.50 to $20, and of course we write that down when it was up here. It does drop right off the open, and then it just takes off. So SMR, Oklo, probably NNE, Nano Nuclear. The good one, CCJ. This is I should have gotten some Cameco in my life at some point. This just reminds me of a very solid, like a company that's been around the block. This is not one that's kind of just like, NewScale just IPO'd 3 years ago or anything, but Cameco, definitely a big time uranium play that's been around for a minute. So I think this is probably the best of breed, but I don't know that enough.
Any of these guys?
No, I didn't get any GEV. I didn't do anything in the space. The only names I bought recently was Uber,
back at the high already.
Boeing, which is flat in this. Uber's done well for me. Boeing has done nothing. And then Baba at 160. I added the position, so it wasn't a huge thing. But I'm debating Alibaba. I don't know if I like that one as much. And then did not buy any Bitcoin on the way down. Oh, but I mean, SoFi was like a 20. I think I was saying $25. That was a little bit before the dip down. I don't know if there's anything else I've been added to. Oh, today I bought Tesla today, literally today in the morning at 447. So that was a pretty good buy, looks like, right there. Other than that, I didn't do anything else recently. I don't know. I know you didn't buy too much.
No.
You haven't said anything about it.
Well, I trimmed some ASML.
Oh, I trimmed names.
I trimmed ASML.
Right out of AMD.
Well, anyways, I haven't bought that stock in a very long time. Sharif was talking about it the other day. I'm like, yeah, it's getting up there, and I haven't bought any in a while.
Oh, I bought more Oscar.
Yeah, I trimmed some of that. I took some. I mean, I have IBM recently, but Meta was on a valuation a while ago. But I had to bite the bullet and just slap the fail on where I thought that GE Vernova was going to go. Right. So I was pretty convinced, and I left it in for. I said like a week or two ago. I'm like, yeah, I'm just going to leave my stink bid in front of 520 on GE Vernova. I'm like, maybe we'll still get it, but I want to get back in the shares that I sold of this thing. Like sometimes that's the whole point. The whole point of like selling at a top is to get back in, and begrudgingly, if the notion was to sell some at 650 and buy back at 520, and you sell at 650 and buy back at like 605, it is what it is, right? So that I end up like sitting out not much of anything, but like I said, it held the 50-period moving average. I gave it a chance to get to the 200. It just didn't happen, and the position board's gone again. Did we miss another super chat? Okay, yeah. Can we throw that super chat up? I didn't realize we had missed one
back.
there.
There's the position board back.
I don't know. I'm not sure what currency that is. AdCentric, thank you so much. It doesn't really matter. Usually we know what they are.
Saudi, I believe.
Appreciate you. I started trading after watching you. Would appreciate your advice on a strategy for novice investors like us. We intend to preserve capital and grow your retirement money. So we're talking about like not trading, but obviously like investing advice. I'm not some certified whatever to be giving investment. I can tell you what has worked for myself.
I buy
because I'm probably a little bit more conservative. Is I started with core position in the index. Am I going to beat the index over time? Most people don't. So core position in the index. And then I like to then start grouping in stocks and sectors that I like. Usually try to leave it at 1 or 2. Sometimes it gets out of hand. And if I end up with like 4 or 5 chip stocks, I'm like, okay, well, I've got to start selling off. Like, hadn't bought AMD in a while, so I just I'm selling out of that one because I like others better. Like that kind of thing. But I start with the core position in the indexes. It was the SPY for a long time, and then I gravitated to liking the Qs a little bit more. And then I also tend to have like high risk stuff for like 10%. For me, 5% of that's Bitcoin, and then some of that will be in like shot plays, what I think are shot plays here or there. Like I would call SMR a shot play, that kind of a deal. But I start with that core position in the future.
By the way, right here, I mean, here we go again, man. It's starting to happen again. We've traded again another 4 names today. There goes the TQs. We'll take a little bit out as it gets into 10s right there. So we did buy some 10s. I did buy some 18s as that was the 50-period moving average. But here we go. Nice little move to the downside right now. Let's see if we can get started. I don't like the fact that it held the 50-period moving average here. But I hate shearing against a short. Jameson, I'm not talking about Samsara. That's my secret name. So we're going to wait to see what IoT has to do coming out very soon. I really like IoT there. That's going to be one that I think we could talk about as a double soon. So, all right, TQs. I like this move lower here. We'll see, that was pretty dramatic. I feel like this might be a good area right around here, almost 55 even. And because this is a levered ETF, it's not going to matter. Like, I don't get out of this at 55.01 because it's at 55. Like, if this was AEO or something like that, then I would use even dollars as some possible support or resistance or whatever. But here comes the NASDAQ one more time. I mean, I think we should take advantage even just of that top candle that just was put in right there. So get some out at 08. There it is. We get out immediately at okay. We might not be certified planners, but I mean, I've got the certified trades over here today. I mean, we are going to go, again, 1 for 1, like Palantir, bang. We're 8 for 8 our last 2 days, all verified on the stream. And then today, we go 8. So today we have AEO, check, that's a win. Today we have Google, check, that's a win, that's 2 for 2. Then we have Palantir. And you guys, I know this is not very modest or humble of this, but we're just talking about the success that we've had. There's Palantir, 3 for 3, and there's the NASDAQ, if we cover right here, 4 for 4. That's 12 for 12 in our last 3 days. So alert to that right there as that's all, again, verified on the stream. And but, it is, it's been a good day, and we flipped over. And I even went on a little bit, it wasn't a rant, I went on explaining when we had that super chat there from Mr. Dog, and he was mentioning, why go short, and I think I explained it pretty decently. So I'm just actually going to now start to cover. It's 308. I don't really have that much worry anymore about this position. I've now covered half of it, as it's actually a little bit more than half, as it starts to come back in. This AEO position is maybe the one that's not doing anything. It still is a profitable one, and I'm not going to get in or out of this one based on profit, yay or nay. I don't care. I'll take a loss. It doesn't matter. It's just a matter that we want to make sure we're getting out at the right prices. So we haven't really done anything on American Eagle. So I think 24.40, maybe we put another bid there and see if we're lucky enough to get it. But that's what we're doing here on AEO again. So we'll put a bid there and just wind up seeing what winds up happening. 24.41 for American Eagle. But yeah, 12 for 12 the last couple of days. And that's what I was saying. Sometimes it happens and stocks actually go appropriately. And I'll be the first one to tell you when I'm 0 for 12 as well. So let's just wait to see if that ever happens, knock on wood. Hopefully it does not. But so far, so good. And yeah, BBAI, good reaction today as well. So yeah, some good trades there. But I think it's time to cover a little bit of these as we've been doing.
Yeah, I just got out of AMD just very quickly. I think I will reload on the trend line if it bounces, but if the theory was that it was like a Bitcoin technical breakdown, then I'm not anchored to where we bounced from. I'm kind of anchored to where the stock had support before. So the second I see buyers, look, and some of this was I was short. I was literally short this area in the morning, and all of the buying was at 215 bucks. It's that simple. It made a bottom at the open at 215. I then shorted it. It made a bottom at 215. I was watching it when it happened. So if I think this was a technical, had nothing to do with AMD, but reacting to some other stuff that was going on, then the level that before matters is going to matter now in this trade. So as far as I'm concerned, go 16 on the trend, down into 15, 15 bounces. I might try to scalp it again on the trend line. I'd consider A reverse, the only way I'd reverse this into a long is if the futures are breaking out VWAP. Like I wouldn't want to reverse on a stock that I'm feeling short today unless the futures are telling me that we're going in the other direction and the market is just gonna buy into the close. So the little scalp trade there on AMD, and ultimately, this was one I think I said earlier, if I was grading myself on it, like there was some missed opportunities. Like there was a false break of the high, and then I didn't get the snap through VWAP. I ended up shorting the consolidation, which that could have been good, but it would have been better to get that snap through VWAP. I almost got the top on that move, didn't quite get the best outs, then missed this trend break. Felt like it is, was doing the lesson of the day, and then after that kind of got up, and sometimes you got to take a break, it is what it is, but that's still a miss, and then thankfully we got that move in Bitcoin or whatever it was. I'm still calling it Bitcoin. Although,
I think that's about right.
In theory, I always mess this up. It's a BTC. Sorry, so pull up the actual thing in our system. I always I start typing Bitcoin, but to pull it up in real trading, you got to go BTC USD, and then it fills in. I want to make sure if I'm looking for reloads, because the other sign would be we're back above where that flat bottom break happened on Bitcoin. That was at like 91.8, right in here. And we just held that again. So it's making me think twice that if I think a lot of that selling was caused by a drop down in BTC, if we're back above that price and holding just now, that might not be the best spot to think short. And maybe if that breaks out, there could be some longs in the afternoon. And that brings me to BMNR. Like if Bitcoin breaks this out, 92 quarter, let's just say, BMNR has been on one today. Like look at BMNR. Like I saw this one in the midday and was kind of surprised no one was talking about it. But like if Bitcoin recovers and breaks it back out, and whereas ETH probably at like 31 we're at. Okay, so over 3,000. A little bit of triple top action. This could be a breakout. So I'll keep eyes on Bitcoin. If Bitcoin's not breaking, I don't want to take a shot on BMNR long. But super strong today, 4% up, complete V-shaped recovery in that move. So you know it's relatively strong. And by the way, I'm only talking trades. Normally I'd be saying bad things about BMNR because I don't like treasury plays, but you can trade them. I think these are great to trade because they're going to move more than the underlying, and I would not want to hold them for the long term. That's just me. If you like BMNR, just hold ETH and stake it, and like, why not, man? Get your return. Hold ETH, don't have to worry about these things potentially blowing up or whatever. That's just my 2 cents.
No, I think that's exactly what I've been against those things for a minute there. But I mean, I still own the ETFs. Like Neil said,
that's
ETHA.
owning an actual.
Yeah. I'm saying like ETHA or whatever. Like get involved. If you like crypto, you like it, and if you don't, you don't. I mean, I don't know. I know that sounds ridiculous to say it like that, but honestly, there's not much that we can do to convince everybody that this is something. Some people don't even want to own any. I mean, I think we should get that up there again. Why don't we do that right now? How many of you in the chat actually even own crypto?
What was it last time?
It was under 50%, which was just as much a surprise to me as anything else. Like
what was a poll? Was a poll crypto or Bitcoin? I think it was Bitcoin last time. I think.
Yeah, I mean, I think crypto is fine in general. I mean, I think most people that would hold like, Ripple or XRP probably hold some Bitcoin anyways at some point. And I'm not talking about Tether or anything. I'm just talking like if you actually own some coins, crypto coins. I don't know. However you want to tokens. I don't know however you want. I would just say crypto. Like
do you own any crypto?
Crypto. That's it. Period. I was just surprised last time. I mean, what do you guys think, Chad? Do you think it'll be over or under 50%? Like, I was completely wrong last time. I thought it would have been way over 50%. It was under 50%. I think even when I asked you, you had mentioned. I don't think you were here that day when we did it. And I think you mentioned like 70% or something would be owners.
Yeah, you told me that you did, and I was like, oh, it's got to be. I said,
right.
Well,
Sure I own crypto. I just told you, so I'm going to select yes on that one. Let's just see where this goes right now. See, it's already even after. Wow, you guys are voting that quickly, man. There's already 70.
Back in as me.
There's already 150 votes.
I like this poll.
Like, how many freaking likes are there on this stream right now? So, like, all right, I'm going to read one. Okay, obviously I haven't refreshed this in a minute, but okay, look, we just got in less than 30 seconds. 256 votes. So, if you've just voted, like, what's the matter you? Like, hit the like right over here. You know, like that's all we're asking. Let's get this going over here. Come on, guys. But anyways, 500 like there. Well, we just doubled our likes just since asking about it there. Well, all I have to do is go like this. All right. So, there it is. We'll review this thing in a minute. There's already 400 votes on it, so that's amazing. All right, I lost a little bit of faith, to be honest with you, in this short. I didn't, we're all the way back up, so I did empty a little bit here at 8.15s and 18s, and then again at 20. So I now have 15% left of this trade, and I think I'm just gonna stop out if it breaks above here. So that's 40s now. I'm not gonna average this back in. I'm actually just gonna, that's me hitting cancel. Way too many times. But that's what I'm going to do is just hit cancel on that and then, put in our stop now, 55.41. If it breaks, that's fine. Oh, I didn't cancel my up. It just said, nope, can't do that. You already have your old stop out. All right, 55.41 should work now, and there it goes. So, all right, we are now waiting for that to come through. If it breaks down, it breaks down. There's nothing I can do about that. We'll wait to see what winds up happening here with that trade. So far, so good here on that front. But, yeah, a little bit of a slippery slope, but it seems like now in NASDAQ, and if it does fall back in, great. We're still underneath VWAP. We'll take that for what it is. AEO, we only got one fill. This one could be the one that's the problem for us. So I'm not too excited about averaging back in at all into AEO. So, but yeah, so far pretty good on those shorts. We'll make some money on TQs, and AEO is still out in the universe whether or not we'll make money on this one. Or
Crypto theme, 55. Yeah, it's just
Nuke is going off.
I keep thinking it's going to be higher than that. Oh, it might have
55 only?
It's only 55%. I'm seeing 55%.
Yeah, well, if your eyes are working, it's fine.
I'm surprised. Which is, look, it's not a judgment or anything. It's just, it's because it's a trading show in the trading community. So you would think that given all the activity in Bitcoin, well, in crypto in general, that you'd have a lot that own it or hold it, at least a little bit. Oh, you know what? I kind of wonder if the question was, have you ever owned? Maybe that would be higher.
Forget about the ever. I want to know who owns it now.
I'd be somewhat, it doesn't matter, but I'd be somewhat curious as a juxtaposition, like if that number was much higher, then it would indicate that some people have felt it's out of favor. Because the return that you've been able to get in so many other places, like you've had Quantum go crazy, you've had chips go crazy, like there's all these other explosive places in the market in tech that maybe some people have said, oh, well, you know, I now don't care about Bitcoin.
Yeah, I mean, the smartest guy, we talked about that crypto burb that we had on our show for a long time was here on the show, and I told you a couple months ago, he exited the game completely, said that it was over with.
I bet that there's
waiting for another time to get in.
The number that I think it would be like 75%, maybe that 15 or 20% is that. Where you used to be.
No, because most people hodl crypto. I don't think.
I'm just guessing.
If this many people don't own it now, yeah, no, it's a good.
Jake Weston, I am not a Virgo, but I would love to know why you just asked that.
I am a Virgo.
Yeah, Sean is. I'm not. I have no idea.
I don't know. I
don't know what any of them mean.
I've never followed that.
I've never.
I don't know anything about that.
Someone told there was a trader who was into that stuff that years ago was like, oh, and I flat out forgot all the things that I was supposed to be. I don't think necessarily matters. But I'm trying to get back to trend line here on AMD. Kind of missed the curl. We're getting right back in. Every single time it's actually touched the trend line on a bounce. This time it didn't quite get there. So when it missed and the opening candle started to flush, I just jumped on the offer. I mean, I'll just leave the offer in and still have a stop above for the next available trade. I can tell you that BMNR is not breaking out. Close, no cigar, but close is only good in, what do they say, horseshoes and grenades.
Grenades, hand grenades.
I mean,
horseshoe and hand grenades.
Do you think they would update?
Very popular games.
I'm pretty sure in nuclear warfare, close is pretty good too.
Yeah, very recent games. Nuclear and, sorry, you just said nuclear.
Yeah, nuclear warfare.
Yeah, I really liked, actually, that's actually a pretty fun game, man. Horseshoes? I love playing horseshoes. Like when we used to go camping, man, I'm a horseshoe kind of guy.
I mean, Pete, we did.
That's for sure.
If we ever, like,
I'm down with horseshoes.
Now that we camp as much, we don't really rent cottages as much. Like we go camping every single year. But when we used to rent cottages, that's one of those, like, it's not a prerequisite. Like, A, you gotta be near water, ideally on a lake. And then B, you better have some games, specifically like horseshoes, and that's just a ton of fun. The kids love it too. I have like a gangster one for the backyard. It was like my daughter for whatever. It's like a plastic thing. Got it for her because she liked horseshoes. So I'm like, oh, we'll just buy this. We can put it in the backyard. But it's not a real one because she's 8. But now she's probably big enough that I could get a real one for throw it in the bag.
Nah, they're too heavy. I'd say go with the plastic ones. Like there's a lot of work.
I want for myself, man.
Oh yeah.
At some point, eventually.
Well, we have like a washer toss, like but with bean bags. Like my brother made it for me. It says it's a big Packers thing. It's actually pretty cool.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. He made a big wood thing with the two. What are they? Cornhole.
Yeah, that's exactly.
I actually think that's what it's called. All right, are we going over to Adara or what are we doing? All right, let's go.
There are a ton of earnings after the bell today, and what better way to keep track of them than with our implied moves infographic here on X at TTV Research. Samsara, oddly enough, here with the largest implied move, 14%. Rubrik a close second, 13.5. But the smallest one is going to be HPE with 7%. So all these expected moves are fairly substantial. Check out this infographic on X at TTV Research. That's TTV Research. Make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoy our streams. We send you back to the traders themselves, Sean and Neil.
Yeah, Sentinel.
Idea.
Uh-oh.
It's gonna load.
Okay, maybe it's the daily chart. See, the daily chart's absolutely fine. Yes, no, look, why does it not load? Cybersecurity names. Look at we were just talking about with DocuSign was the name. I'm trying to choke through. DocuSign about channels and consolidations and all that good stuff. Well, look at Sentinel-1. Defined bottom, attempting to eke out a breakout. So this one, regardless of the percentages, I think it's like the most interesting from a where it's trying to go standpoint. The only downside to this is every single cybersecurity name, regardless of report, has been going down initially. So if it would have to buck the trend of having a good report and then not selling off. Fortinet sold off. I mean, CrowdStrike had a good report, they sold off. Palo, just go through all of them, and none of them have been bouncing. Unfortunately, it's hard to imagine Sentinel-1 does. And if it doesn't, then that just means you're waiting for 15 bucks, I guess, which would be more than a 10% move, and I think that said 9. So like maybe just look for, if it holds the expected move, I guess that's a dip buy. Much more interested in a breakout play on Sentinel-1, but that's the one that I'd be the most interested to pay attention to. Yeah, and speaking of crowd, another, you can't go up on earnings, but just buy the dip situation. It's just, I don't know why, but this is what they do with the cybersecurity companies. They just, for whatever reason, it gets sold off, and you wake up the next morning, you're like, why is this stock down? Everything was perfect, and they spend the rest of the day buying it back. So it doesn't have to make sense. It's just a pattern. I'd look for the same thing on S1, or it's just S, Sentinel-1. Yeah. I don't know why in our system, and it doesn't matter.
I really like Samsara, and I don't know what's going on right now. This is a name that I've been buying on dips. I've been buying it for a while, but I'm only long here. I said my price is like $37.50, something like that. Every time it came into these levels. I mean, you guys know the way I invest and trade and everything like that. I mean, so this looked good to me. It's the same reason, why I'm looking at everything, coming back in. We talked about April lows, and I just wonder if this is going to be the quarter that they eventually turn that profit, and if they do, then I want to be involved in this name. I'm not even sure on the short float of this. It was significant, not significant, it was 20, maybe teens, 20%, something like that, the last time I had noticed or looked. So let's have a quick little look again. 7%, yeah, so it's not, that's not the case for Samsara. But look at, if you're going to go over here, look at their calendar right now, and this will show us what we've been doing. So it's like EPS is starting to finally start to grow a little bit. Now they're estimated for a nice little profit. They've beat numerous times in a row there. There's their revenue, 30%, 25, 25, 30, 57, 83, 66%. Good little EPS growth name right here for Samsara. So let's see where this one wants to go from today. But I'm going to think that there is a nice opportunity to get up to the upside. Hassett speaking on Fox right now, talking about a rate cut happening of a quarter point. So we already sort of know that that's what's going to be coming through right now. So get ready for that story to hit the wires any moment now. But yeah, that's just what's going on. And right now the market's doing this. We're still short here on the futures. So thinking about getting maybe a piece out right here if I can at 13. We'll just bid it. Hopefully it runs us over and gives us, there it goes, runs us over and gives us that fill, which just happened. So yeah, that's happening. And it looks like we may take our first L in 3 days here on AEO. It almost just punched us out. My stop is where it is. I'm not even paying attention to it. 60s. So break of 61 or 60 and we are out. of AEO, so American Eagle. And again, this one, unlike the NASDAQ, I don't think the NASDAQ was fighting a trend. Actually, I've been pretty good on the NASDAQ, but we don't, this one's definitely fighting the trend. I mean, AEO is like, shorting this is a nightmare. And
shorting SMX would be a nightmare.
SMX would be a nightmare, yeah. I mean, anything today. Super chat.
So there was also breaking news, but that was just the Hassett news. I'll get to SMX in a second. Danny's boy, Neil, given Meta's huge move up today, is it not safe to say that there will be a ton of market on close buys tonight at closing from all the institutional money? Also, bravo on your rendition of the Vest song earlier. Yeah, it's, look, the Simpsons, like if you're a certain age, the Simpsons for sure. It's like Seinfeld and Cosby Show, that kind of thing. So like I loved it. All that Vest talk, it's one of my favorite episodes. Mr. Burns is one of the best villains in like TV history. He's the perfect villain in a lot of ways.
Yeah, in many ways.
Absolutely perfect. Why? Because he's funny enough and quirky enough that half the time you just want to root for him because he's just a cool and interesting character. But he's just in every single way. He's bad and there's nothing redeemable about him whatsoever. But in terms of what you're saying about Meta, not automatically. So I know a lot of times, and I would agree with you that on good news, you would think that there's institutional money wanting to chase this. What I've found over a lot of times is it's equally likely that you might have some chunk profit takers. Although I think that's more likely if this had held strength more. Like if this had been accumulating and trending up over VWAP all day, then I think there'd be more likely that you might have some sell imbalance people that are just taking profit because they wanted to hold on to good news all day. That's not the case, so I actually don't think anything on the imbalances. But a lot of times I'd be thinking sometimes the opposite on the day of. But Meta's not frequently on the locator at all. And just for everyone out there, like I'm going to show you the early look, but there won't be Meta, there won't be any NASDAQ names on there. It's only New York. That's pretty big size for Kenvue. So Kenvue's 7.5 million. It's not even 330 yet. That's the sell. NEO's a 3 million buy. CVE's a 2.4 million sell. Schwab 1.3 million sell. But Kenvue, that's weird. All right, so Kenvue 7.5 million early look sell. 1.9 million paired. It's already a 9 million total imbalance on 23 mil of volume. So Kenvue's worth watching, I suppose, going into this. And again, thank you for the super chat, Danny's boy. I think it's always great to be thinking about that. We've just sort of found over the years that just because the stock has news and like a good move, it doesn't necessarily mean that there will be action on the imbalance in that direction. And oftentimes, it might just be profit taking in the other direction. Oh, was that SMX I wanted to? That's what it was. For everyone trading SMX, if you're short, if you were short before, sorry. If you're short right now, good luck to you. It looks like it's made some kind of a topping tail candle. At real trading, probably nobody's going to pay I think it was when I last checked, it was $399 for 100 shares. So you're paying like $4 for locates on this. And I checked when this was like $100. So my guess is like if you paid for locates up here, they probably doubled, which is a little bit intense. Because that means if you were paying, I'll just give you an example of why that matters. So if you were paying, let's just say $6 a share for locates of SMX, and you shorted here when it failed 49, you're like, oh, I'm going to short it at, or 50, sorry, I'm going to short it at 149, and I'm going to give it to the high of the day, which people might do. That's like $13 worth of risk. Wrong. That's $18 worth of risk because you paid $5 for the shorts. And so that just means you have to make that much more on the trade. So Arun would say he would never pay for the locates. To me, there's always a price that's reasonable. Like if there were free locates on this or like 0.001 cents per share, you would just pay it and then have the optionality because it costs you nothing. And then if you saw something, you could take the trade. I'm not going to do it. And yeah, 150, just kind of rinsed that a couple of times here. Slowing down for the first time in a bit. But these are the kind of names that generally I would stay away from. I don't know if I can move the goalpost. I don't know how far to move the goalpost here because I don't think AMD is going to come back to the trend line this time. It doesn't look like it. It looks like 215 is starting to hold, and that'll be the only play until we get the imbalances coming through in 15 minutes or so. So instead of waiting for the trend line, I think I might just play off of this 215 here in Power Hour. And MF Janderus, I understand some brokers, you might not have locates at all. And this is not to toot the horn of real trading, But sometimes, you know, like a rather large day trading prop 4 is going to have locates pretty much always. Like there might be that 0.02% where we have to pay for locates, but at least we'll have that option. And then everything else we can do for free. But remember, we're flat at the end of the day, and that does factor into the ability to get them.
Yeah, for sure. We got a little bit more out on the TQs. AEO is trying to figure itself out. But here's a look at crypto. Why not have a quick little look over here, 92.2. So what's been going on here today? I always have it down here, so we can always have a quick look at Bitcoin. But Ethereum might get some people's attentions today. That's the one that's moving around here the last hour anyways, 1%, both of these. 7-day, not too exciting. 24-hour, not too exciting, but it's Bitcoin down 1%. Ethereum holding fort as well. There's your Ripple. Watch out for 209, right? Like 200. $2 has been a decent spot here for the last little while. This goes all the way back to the beginning of the year, right there of 25. So watch out for that $2 breakdown right now on XRP. That's what, oopsies, oops. Oh God, I don't know how to get back there. I've never even, oh gosh, CoinGecko. Okay, move forward, there it is. Yeah, so I was gonna say this little area, I guess if I just highlight that, it'll show it to us. Hey, there it goes. So all the way back to January now of 25. So just be careful with that $2 break. That's $1. There it is, nice move up. So it actually looks like about November 30th, so about a year that we've held this $2 area. So just be careful. That's going to be a good break spot. I just wanted to bring that to everyone's attention because I bought at $2 just a couple days ago when it came back in, just because of that reason. So we noticed that. Cardano, 44 cents as well. Dogecoin right now down 1.7% at 15 cents or so. Other than that, man, Solana might be the other one that a lot of traders hold in their accounts. 139 off the high of 250 just made a couple weeks ago as well, with Bitcoin at making its highs. I don't know if there's anything else anybody's invested in. I used to be a holder of Chainlink as well right there. But yeah, not much going on in the crypto space right now. No, I'll leave that to Michael Noss. No but no Tron, no nothing like
Wasn't
that.
there a Tron treasury play?
Yeah, I think there was a Tron treasury. Yeah, I mean, I think there was
the stock.
I think there was a Chainlink one. I think well, of course you forget the stock.
Well, sometimes I remember the symbols.
Yeah, there was a WorldCoin one too. Like, I don't know, man, all those were, oh, there it is. There we go, have our first loss in 3 days right there with AEO. We'll slap a fail. I'll talk about that in just a second. And that one was fighting the trend, and it's exactly what I said. It's like, I don't think we should be fighting the trend here. Fights trend.
What a mixed board, man.
Yeah, exactly. Eli Lilly there, J&J. I mean, these healthcares are really red, man. Bristol Myers is the only one holding out there. Amazon, the whole retail space is getting boom shakalaka as well. Down 2% there, down 3 on Costco, down 1.5 on Amazon. I mean, all these names getting hit there today. CVS, there's my guy. Yo, put a target on your head right there. What's up, Target? Up 0.5%. And yeah, it's pretty mixed board overall today, which is why the indices are where they are. You know, we did have that move down recently. We're short the futures, but that's not doing too much. Google had a monster move down today out of nowhere. We were able to take advantage of that and make that the #1 P&L for me, is Google by far today. And then we have Oracle. What a kickback for them, man. That 180 low. We'll see where we can go from here. But I thought it got as low as 180. Maybe it didn't. 198, I guess, this is what it's showing. This is not the greatest chart here, but 198 back up to 214. So that's been a nice bounce there for Oracle as well. And then Meta.
Oracle has 10 bottoms.
Yeah, Meta with the main story today, helping lead everybody back through, and that was, of course, Mark Zuckerberg coming out and saying that we're scrapping 30% of the costs here for said metaverse, which is good because the spend is what was always in question here for Meta. So, yeah, it doesn't look up 3% is kind of disappointing considering we were up 7 or 8 at one point there. It's actually been a short all day.
Yeah, that's the problem.
That's the problem with that one.
But Oracle, don't look now, but Oracle is breaking trend and going to close above the 200 period SMA, simple moving average. So there's the trend. I mean, look, it's arbitrary to pick that lower high, but I think it's fair because that's when the move accelerated. Like where you usually start, it just so happens to hold that top, but you'd say this is where it accelerated, so this is where the trend line starts, that's the acceleration, and it does line up well, and you've simultaneously broken the trend and closed above the 200 period moving average. This might be a good one for like a, like a 200 period to 50 period swing. That makes sense. And I was supposed to go over this. I didn't hear the news story, so I don't know why, but because I know some people probably look at this. I remember the last time this stock moved, a few people were interested in it, VCIG. It's halted It was 91 cents, and I'm not sure why. Again, I'm having like Friday chart syndrome, so this is not filling in. But right now, halted at a 111 with a tap of $1.28. So this is going to open way up VCIG.
I have the news on VCIG. They just approved the spinoff of their V Capital Consulting unit at a $168 million valuation. Back to you.
Okay, so there you go. If you happen to be in it, it's, oh, it just opened.
That was the one that I was in the other day.
That's, yeah, okay, yeah.
Fell right back into the dollar. And now what is it opening up at?
$1.20.
Yeah, this is the price that it fell off of last time.
Okay, let me just go to the 15-minute. Whoa, that's the daily chart. Yeah, so there you go. Like it was
$1.50. Yeah,
like
we
it
had
broke
that
out.
trade. Yeah.
Turn, like the turn looks like right about here at $1.40. If you look at the, I'm just looking at the bars instead of the wicks. So watch out for $1.40 maybe on this one. What a clean, you'd say what a clean break at $1, but the real question would be why would you have a stop order at $1? The stock was doing nothing all day long. So I don't know that anybody would actually have that breakout trade. All right, with only 10 minutes to go, just maybe on AMD, like it's creeping up. No trend, no trend. It doesn't get to the trend line. It looks like the play will be off of 215 after all instead of the trend line. At least that's what this candle is telling me. So barring some kind of last-ditch move up into the trend line, I'm going to have to try to short this off at 215. So if we break down here, I'll try to get the short. And that's VCIG, right?
Yeah, so I was just going to show, this is when I had it the other day. It was breaking up to,
story?
yeah, up to, no, I don't know what it was, up to 150, and then it fell back, and we wound up getting our last 10% out or whatever near the bottom. But we did have this, and I just double-checked the date on that one. This is when we posted it first early. We got this right at 8 o'clock or something like that day. Yeah, literally at 8 o'clock. You know, that's when we went live. We busted out that one. So there's VCIG, man. It was a really good trade. So VCIG back on December 2nd, as Neil just talked about. So that's sort of the take there on that one. Yeah, okay. So Carvana, yeah, I agree, man. Someone in the chat was like, yo, Carvana's acting like it's getting included in the S&P 500. But yeah, what a move, man. Carvana over the last couple of days, boom, boom, pow, as it keeps on going right there to the upside, man. Great move higher right there for Carvana as it makes a high back to 402. I'm going to say this is, I want to say it's
$400.
Yeah, I want to say it's all-time high. I mean, remember when Morgan called this thing dead
That is
like
absurd.
down to $3 or something that day. I mean, we were live on the show and talking about it. But yeah, the weekly, that's why I was wanting to double check. Okay, so yeah, now it's trying to go. So there it is, the weekly chart trying to go. I mean, Carvana right there. What a mover. Back over to $400. This is weeklies. So we were at 320 2 weeks ago. Now at 4 bills. So yeah, congratulations is the least I could say to anybody in this name right now. So there goes Carvana, monster move back there up to the upside and just taking everybody out, man, taking it out and just not looking back is CVNA. So yeah, you're ready to break. That 400 is solid. We don't trade it enough, obviously, on this show. I don't even know what the spread looks like.
If they split that stock, oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh, that is exactly what they should do.
How do you not split that stock? Get retail back into this thing.
Then we'd be trading it like crazy.
Yeah, think strategically. People would be trading like crazy. There'd be much more options activity in Carvana. The shorts would freak their minds out if they did a reverse split on that. Could you imagine that at $40? Like seriously, I really don't understand. It doesn't fundamentally change anything, but if you have a stock and you know that a lot of it's built on momentum and squeeze and some of that retail juice. Like, what's the harm? Like, it's good for the stock value. You probably have options. It bodes well for you, too, as I try to talk sense into whomever. I have no idea who's even on the board of that stock. That's who should be listening, in my opinion. All right, so we have about 10 minutes until imbalances. Still not, unfortunately, we're just not, like, it'd be forcing the trade to short 215. Because as you can see, like, we didn't really have a curl off of that level. It's just still trending higher, and if it's still bouncing, then I'm waiting for it to get to the trend line. As I just heard, my favorite retail name just made another high, and another all-time, oh, wait a minute, okay, maybe not. Ah, dang it, okay, fine. Maybe not a new all-time high yet for Walmart. It's like 10 cents away. So Walmart, 10 cents away from another all-time high. I just didn't eyeball it right in the daily chart. This hasn't had a red day since bouncing off the 50-period moving average. Walmart, this is the retail name. They're fantastic. I think it continues to go. The real question is, when will the next available dip be in this stock? Because you got to gobble it up when you do. And for everyone out there that is taking shots on SMX, it is still trading higher. So if you tried to short 150, well, it almost worked. It went to 140 and then right back into 165, still making fresh highs. Try to remember that in the aftermarket, there's no halts in the aftermarket, so it gets really, really dangerous. Like, it's dangerous now to trade it, but at least they'd halt it if it goes too crazy, and there's much better liquidity. So anyone out there, you'd be almost, like, it's insane to think about trading a stock like this in the aftermarket. I forget the name of the last one. It did something similar to this, but like, I remember HKD, the market would close, and if it was bad before, liquidity was non-existent after. And any trade you take, you're just essentially, you're gambling. Because if it doesn't go your way, you have no clue where you'd be getting out. I remember watching HKD for like 5 minutes in the aftermarket, and it just makes you want to laugh that there's anybody that would trade that. If you don't know how you would get out, I don't know how you could even think about a trade.
Yeah, I mean, part of yeah, exactly. The big problem is the after-hours liquidity. I mean, it could just melt up against you, and then you're just like, what have I done? So yeah, be careful with that trade 100% over there. I was going to say this VCIG, I mean, it could be exciting if it comes back to that dollar move. But again, the spike up creates that break of $1. And then I guess people panicking, getting in, or short covering on this name as well, which brought this all the way back in. So no, I'm not going to support this stock and trade it. But I think $1 would be interesting, and this could be the one tomorrow, VCIG. So just keep it on the radar for tomorrow. In there, back above $1 right now. Would be interesting to hold it. So let's just figure out if that's what's going to happen. And right now, the volume is dead. And I mean, look at the offer, right? The stacked offers are much more than the stacked bid. So we'll have to wait to see. Like, it's not that many shares, 12,000 shares. You know, they can easily go through it all. I'm not saying that. It's just the pressure is right now on the offer, not the bid. So this could come back in, and Neil just talked about those imbalances, so it's not too much to do. LQD has a big one, which is a corporate bond. I don't know. This has nothing to do with it. This is on the Amex right here, so I don't think there's much going on there. Kenvue, big sell for Kenvue. Right there's LQD. I was just trying to see if there's anything else that was going on. It's Kenvue, so sell of 7.5 million shares. So that's been a nice little bounce back for this former Johnson & Johnson. Of course, the Tylenol problem with Kenvue. That's why they split the stock. So that's not the reason why, but they're the ones that are holding it right now. And then we have Uber,
kind of the reason,
and Google right there. I want to see what Google was doing today. Still down that 1%. You know, I've said this already. Out of all the Mag 7s, I think this might be the one that I would be most interested in picking up on the downside. We've already bought some more Tesla today. And we'll be picking up some Google again on some of these lows, but not necessarily right here, maybe a little bit after we settle down just a bit. And here we go to the downside is the Qs again. So there's only a couple minutes left. We'll put another bid here. Let's just put a bid at 11. Drink is in the way. I can't see the right prices. So there we go. We get, oh, well, I paid for it. So there's 11 right there. So we get a little piece out there at 11 for a win. That's good, right? We'll see if this market flushes down. I don't think there's going to be an epic flush or anything, but there's the short on the Qs. And then we did have break our, oh man, guy right there. Break our streak is there with AEO. AEO did come back. So it looks like a lot of people were using that day's high maybe as they're out. And again, it just broke this channel right into here, right, that we've been on. So we tried to short that. There's our wick where we got stopped out. And, you know, we talked about this earlier today as well, that, you know, stop outs will happen and are part of the game. So just be careful if you do get stopped out. Make sure that you can recover from it. And you don't take too many shares that it's like a disaster or anything like that, right? I mean, stopping out is part of the game. You're not going to win on all of your trades. So if you do have a cover, just take it. That's pretty much the best advice. Like, cover your trade, work on the next one, because there is a next one. There's always another trade.
That's, well, I think, and also making sure that there is a next one. That's part and parcel to SMX. Before I get to SMX, it's halted, by the way. Played off 215 here, so short at 80s. Actually, initially I had 70s, but I'm like, that was a bit of a chase, and I wanted to risk 25 cents instead of like 4 or 35. So anyway, so I waited for the other half. I'll risk 20 pennies to 15. It's not the trend trade, so it's a relatively tight stop, but there's only 5 minutes to go. So it either falls from here and holds 15. If it gets to the trend line, I'm not trading it because that'll be way too close to the imbalances. SMX, ooh, the tap just dropped on SMX again. So now it's 132. For everyone out there, I hope you're not in it if you're long, or maybe you got out. But 132, halted to the downside. If it opens again, then there's a decent chance. Any halts after this, no matter what the reason, well, if it's a volatility halt, it's not going to open back up until 4 o'clock. So after this, any halts, automatically 4 o'clock. That's just the rule of the market. So they had last time, eventually, go back to the well one too many times on AMD. But this was the stock. It's the only stock that I liked short today. Missed a couple on there, but just trying to play the trend where you could. We had that move on the futures, possibly Bitcoin related, I suppose, and then just wanted to go with the trend line ever since. And it might hold. But at 345, I don't think I take one more shot at this name. So I'll keep an eye on SMX for everybody. If there's anything else you guys want to look at, Vinsan, ASTS. You know what? When someone mentioned ASTS, I had meant to look at Rocket Lab. Because if the ASTS is up 18%, then hopefully our KLB is up 10%. My brother's in this one.
Oh, good.
When I went to visit, actually, when I most recently visited my brother, I ended up, we were dropping off my nephew at school, which is, I like walking kids. It's cool, especially if the kid's still cool with walking. Because eventually they don't want you to walk him to school. But he still looked pretty cool, yeah. And we ran into one of his buddies, and we ended up talking stocks. Outside of school, we dropped off the kids, and we're there for like an hour just standing outside school, which was kind of weird because everyone's like, why are these three dudes just standing in front of the school?
Someone should have called the cops, in my opinion.
Well, exactly. Well, you should, because you're not supposed to linger inside the school grounds. That's no reason to be there.
Okay, yeah.
But we ended up just for like an hour, we just talked about the stock market because he was like, yeah, well, what do you do? And then he actually was in kind of like some corporate law kind of stuff. So he actually had some really good insights on companies, and he would use that to his advantage. And then so he owns ASTS, and my brother owns Rocket Lab. So we got into a discussion as to which one's better. I'm like, well, they could both be good.
Yeah, they'll both probably win.
They're both probably pretty good, but good day today for Rocket Labs. Another good 200-period moving average bounce.
Yeah, I'm finally in all of those, most of those names here with the ARC ETF. We bought this live on the show yesterday at this is why I can never even remember the prices. I thought it was 109.25 or something right there. So we're already up 5%. We bought this one yesterday on Simple News. It was that robotics play. So it was, here it is right here. 109. So yesterday we got it. Remember, I was like, oh man, there's no liquidity on this thing. What am I going to do? We got it in almost right off the open. I put the order in like a market on open order. We got it, and there it goes. So now I'm in all of those names, and it's been a good one, man. ARKQ, the robotics play that I'm in right there, and then more Tesla today as well. All right, Adara, with 12 minutes left, what's up?
Let's take a look here at RTX and Boeing. The U.S. just clearing a potential $2.68 billion sale of airstrike weapons and related gear to Canada. Now, Boeing and RTX would be the main contractors. This is just an approval for a deal. There's no contract yet, but keep an eye on these stocks. RTX actually had a strong push into the open off of Amazon news, but they've kind of given up a lot of that, not reacting too much now. Boeing, though, is holding up relatively well in the day. Nice curl here. Looks like they're going to be slightly red right now. Back to you.
I just realized, I apologize, Andre, if you're trying to get a hold of me. Realizing that my earphones have disconnected. So I was like, why do I not hear Adara? But thankfully, Adara is right behind us. So that was no problem there. But if you were trying to get a hold of me, my bad. On that, we are now.
Adara looks a little funny.
We're now locked and loaded now.
And then I realized Mark was right behind me.
It's funny, that red background matches, like, Adara's got the red hair and everything like that. So nice background there. As we look to get more creative, they're putting another wall there. Eventually, we'll be turning around. We'll be able to look at each other during discussion points and more interesting segments to come on the show. So pay attention and get ready for that. Only one more minute remaining, though, for these market on close and balances.
Yeah, a few more popping up. Every single day, BM&R is one way or another. Tends to flip around, so it's a 1.6 buy now. But just don't be surprised if we come back and at like 353, it's at like 2.5 million to sell or some nonsense. It's been doing this game every single day. Schwab, 1.4 million to the sell side. I don't know this. What is NWA? Oh, that'll be a SPAC. NWAX.UN. It's $10, so it's probably a SPAC. I'm just not familiar with it, that's all. Kenvue still there. NEO, 3.2 million to buy on NIO. It's a $5 stock, so I don't know how much that could really move NEO. Ooh, up 5% today for NEO. Congratulations, Neo. Don't know why they're up 5%, but they are on the move. So I just want to confirm from my own brain with 10 seconds to go that NWAX is, maybe it's not even.
Off the chain wax.
Well, maybe it's not in our system. I can't call it up. It might be a new SPAC today, and in that case, maybe it didn't get put in the platform.
Well, I actually got.
So the imbalances just came out. Intel's a buy of 1.8 million. Is that it? Yeah, pretty much.
It's funny. It's like a very, very. We had that comment there. Traders wanted to know if there was.
Rigetti.
There's going to be some meta love
Rigetti
or something like
1.2
that. Yeah, Rigetti's with a buy there. BMNR hits that buy, which we've seen before as well. Intel trying to get off that bottom there. Neil just talked about that. NVIDIA buy. I mean, there's way more buys than there is sells. Adair just dropped that to us. It's 303 to buy, million to buy. Most of that NASDAQ related. So Amazon, look at NVIDIA hitting. That NVIDIA trade down there at 180, like just so stupid. That's multiple days in a row, like just stupid.
Accumulation.
I said yesterday, I was like, oh man, I hope those guys on the midday were able to hit NVIDIA because I would have hit it if it was at 180. We do not do that at all. It comes into 180 and I was sitting right here on my desk when that was happening. Of course, we were long Google and we were long Palantir, so it's all good. But yeah, missed opportunity. I didn't even think I talked about said missed opportunity at the time as well. So definitely not my proudest moment there, missing out on that one. There, of course, Google, Palantir. Those are the ones I had. NVIDIA right there. D-Nut, I mean, what's up, Krispy Kremes? This was a name that we thought could have been in play at some point over the last little while, just because of the name, and when we had Beyond Meat going off as well. Thought that Krispy Kreme had a little bit of a chance for a runner there. Looks like back mid-October, we started to go on that name, and then it fell back in. But hey, what about a 50-period hold on D-Nut? Right there, man. Get all your donut needs.
Those are the kinds of like shop plays
SMR too, by the way.
that look good. Like when you have like
You mean taste good or
not
look good?
catching, well, I mean it tastes good too.
Okay.
Not catching a falling knife, but like it's already made a low and then it's accumulating. Like that was Intel at $19. Like it was falling forever and then it just sat there. It's like, okay, well, how long does that have to do that? D-Nut's doing the same thing at $4. Like why not? Although, I mean, fundamentally, I'm a little surprised by them. It's like, anyways, it's just, they haven't, like, what have they done to revitalize with Krispy Kreme and get some of the hype back? I don't know. It was so great, and now it's just kind of meh, but it is what it is. Rigetti, 15% today, big runner yesterday. What I would be concerned about, we'll get back to the imbalances if there's any flips in a bit. What I'd be concerned about is, so you got the 1-2, 1-2, tomorrow then the 3, so just be careful about that whole like 3-day turnaround kind of deal where you get that profit taking on a bit of a cycle. So SMX seems like obviously you're going to not open up until, it looks like it may not open up till 4 o'clock now, because I was expecting we get one open, like a reopen at 47, but it didn't reopen after 5 minutes. So unfortunately, if you're stuck in this one, it looks like you are stuck till 4 o'clock on SMX.
It's probably a good thing.
Well, I mean, and hopefully, if you're long, you might not be thinking it's a good thing.
Oh, man.
Hopefully you're not up long distance.
Look, I mean, so there we go. We talk about, missing on trades and whatnot, so we'll get stopped out there by like 3 pennies. And then this happens on AEO. But we did the same thing on the TQs. Right before those imbalances came out, we're not sitting around and putting our trust in the market that it's going to actually flukily have a sell imbalance. It had a buy imbalance, so I covered it just before. I'm not messing around with it, and it's a good thing. Although it just ripped right into our levels, we said 40s would be something to watch out for. That AEO on the flush down, yeah, nice move to end of the day there with American Eagle Outfitter. But yeah, so like I said, man, we lost 5% off the top with AEO, so it was pretty small and made it back with TQs. That was all good over on that side. With only 6 minutes left, it is a big earnings day, and we're going to talk about, I think it's Trade the Pool.
Absolutely, we are going to. Because let's be real, if you're trading SMX with your own money, yeah, you might decide not to. Risk too big, you don't have enough capital to be able to get into it. But if you were trading someone else's money, like Trade the Pool is transforming how you access markets, you can use their capital and they absorb the downside. So you can focus on discipline, consistency, and growth. And discipline would be important trading a stock like SMX. And you hit the profit targets and keep 70% of those profits. No fear barriers, just an opportunity. This is the revolution of limited risk trading, and it is powered by Trade the Pool. You can visit tradethepool.com or scan the QR code. Time to write that time. Scan the QR code, you see it in front of you. The last time I said I got to scan the QR code and it wasn't up yet. I'm like, dang it, Boomhauer, for a free evaluation. Shout out to Trade the Pool. As I said, this isn't going to open up for a while, so there's no point looking at it. Hey, Friday chart syndrome. Let's go. Right?
Yeah, I mean, mine's
it needs to make a fresh high. If it gets the high of the day, it's like we're not going to open up the chart all the way until it hits the high of the day. See? And then by the time it opens and we hit the high of the day, I could see Sean's chart, so I knew it was getting to the high of the day.
Yeah.
I didn't memorize that. But Tesla going to close at the highs. 55 hit. Kenvue paired off, obviously. Rigetti's still 1.5 million to buy. That didn't pair. That's a little weird. I would have expected that. It's a NASDAQ one, not New York. So yeah, keep an eye on Rigetti. Still 1.5 million to the buy side, but Kenvue, 5 million of that already paired off. So a bit of a nothing burger there for Kenvue. Rigetti still 1.5 million to buy at the high of the day with 4 minutes left, up 15%. A little bit abnormal.
Guys, like I don't know if you guys thought I was joking around or not, but like I was thinking Tesla by next week gets to that 480 mark, and we're off to the races right now. I don't know if there's a story that people are expecting to have happen tomorrow, but the volume finally kicking into Tesla here, right into the close. And I mean, sure, I believe there was a small buy imbalance, but Neil and I have sat here long enough to know that, you know, unless it's real significant, it shouldn't do this to the stock. I mean, we're getting a huge bump right now in Tesla. I'm not really seeing any news or anything like that, but it's a nice move right there on TSLA into the close. And yeah, man, we're long. And shout out to everybody in the chat that's been yelling at me there. What's up to Sam, SAMB Film, Sam Film there talking about it. Shout out to my guy there saying Tesla's been a monster. Yeah, we bought right on this dip, you know, right off the open there at 447. And I wish I would have got it in the account here because there's a nice dip by opportunities, like 4 or 5 touches down here. Absolutely amazing for Tesla just to take off today. So I think that this should probably be like a huge number in a lot of people's accounts, especially if you're looking at Tesla, because just to support those bottoms. It could have also been a short. I mean, if you just flip this chart around, it's very, very similar here where you get indicated at 452, then you get 451 there. So this short is also paid. You could have played this range, and I guess maybe until we broke out of that, and maybe that's what spiked it there at the end of the day. So this little break of 452 there at the end of the day, maybe that got it going. Could easily be that. We'll wait for Samsara tonight. Oopsies. Samsara tonight. We'll see if that can come up with a good number. A good day today, up 4%, 5%. We'll see if they can report. I mean, again, I don't know. I throw my hands up in the air. I have no idea what they're going to do. Marvell, they hit Marvell down on earnings, man. Marvell, once they reported, were down here, $86. Then all of a sudden, they started talking about Celestial AI and some of the movement there at Marvell, and we had a nice move back up to 100, 102 for Marvell. So good day there for them, but not a good day today as we're giving some back on day 3 of earnings or 2 of earnings. We'll see what Marvell does tomorrow. Not really too impressed with this kind of a move there. And look what happened when they broke their shelf right there. So we talked about Tesla holding the shelf. This does not, man. This collapsed. So there it goes, 99 break. The stock has 99 problems. Price action is 1 because it's downside. So should not be doing that. Oh my God, AEO. So we're 11 for 12. Our last 12 trade ideas live here on the show. This was the losing trade. So broken out. I'm going to tweet that out too. So breaks the streak there, Neil. 11 for 12. Broken on that AEO trade. So
you know, I have a theory. I always say this. If you get the top or the bottom wick as a trader, you're pissed off because you're like, that's the worst thing that can happen. But you know what? From a decision-making standpoint, most of trading is making the right decision or making a decision at the right price. Because if you know where the price to make the decision is, that's probably one of the hardest things to do in trading. And then from there, you can just refine the execution part of it. So like, whatever, you had the right level. Yeah. It's just you needed 5 extra cents in the stop. But it's always where to make the decision.
It's just lucky. It could have ripped.
That's what I'm saying. It's like it could have ripped, but it's like, okay, well, if you give it like a little bit more wiggle room, and AEO just could be that kind of a stock. Like this, when I was watching it off the open the other day, with it 15 minutes in, it still had like a 7-cent spread. And it's like a $20 stock. So I always find it was like a little weird. So maybe you have to give it a little bit more room.
I'll be sure this tomorrow.
20 seconds to go here.
Revenge.
I put in the chat, and obviously most people would have already seen it. Rigetti did pair off. It paired off a couple of minutes ago, but I put that in the chat for everybody. I'm just going to leave up SMX because obviously it's going to open up. I mean, it should open up at 4 o'clock. If it doesn't, apologies. I'm not stuck in it. But in 3, 2, and 1, if I started way too early, we're winning. And there we go. And it is...
It's 4 o'clock.
Okay, so it did open up. So open up pretty much exactly where it was before. SMX.
PLTR is getting a new deal right now.
They did? Okay, so SMX is right where it was before. Nothing burger on them. Palantir.
It just spiked.
Go to your chart because mine's going to take forever.
I did do it. I mean, I just heard out of the ears there, Palantir signed a new deal with the U.S. government. So I don't know what that's going to do, but we'll see if Palantir has some action here into the close. But a nice move there for PLTR into the close, and they just touched out to 178.50. Just again, right back at those highs. So yeah, good day overall, man. We'll see if Microsoft recovered. We didn't do too much of that at the end. Okay, yeah, nice back up to 481. So wondering about Microsoft on that move down. But yeah, so far so good here. Join us tomorrow. Neil's off, so enjoy your long weekend. Obi will be in tomorrow for Neil. We'll all be here, I believe, the whole crew coming back tomorrow. Dara, everybody. So a big thank you to, again, today, Ramin, Fabian over there, Andre. A big thank you to Adara. We've got Sharif and Joe as well. Thanks to Neil, and thanks to everybody for watching as well.
And
big Thursday night game tonight.
Give a big shout out to this wasn't here this morning. Like we have the entire ledge for like the turnaround desks they're getting set up. So shout out to the entire team. It was Mark, Randy, were working, but also the contractors were in here today, several of them, and doing a fantastic job. Like we're getting really close. And even then, like it's never really done. We're always trying to get bigger and better. Big game tonight. Go Jameson Williams. Although in our pool, like the playoffs are like it's weird. This is the last week of the regular season in our fantasy, and it's meaningless. There isn't a single matchup that matters in our fantasy league in our last week. We're all set in the playoffs. Yeah. None of us can move up or down in the seeds. Last place is figured out. First place is figured out. Like it's just.
Yeah, this is a kind of a nothing week, but that's okay. Let your team heal up and get rested.
It's more fun when the last week has.
I know, but what are we going to do?
Lame. Like,
that's the one did wind up going to 454.50 there, taking out some of those highs. All right, have a good weekend. Yeah, we'll see everybody tomorrow live on the show there. Man, to be a Buffalo Bills fan, it's been a painful
the Patriots can't win
ride.
this week because they're on the bye.
Yeah, there you go. So, all right, guys, we'll talk to you tomorrow at 8 a.m. Hey, if you're joining us, every day now, it's 8 a.m. So get in there, set your clocks a little bit earlier. We're back tomorrow at 8 a.m. Good luck on all those earnings plays, everybody. Ciao, till tomorrow.